I come here tonight and plead with you. Believe in yourself and believe that you're somebody. As I said to a group last night, nobody else can do this for us. No document can do this for us. No Lincolnian Emancipation Proclamation can do this for us. No Kennysonian or Johnsonian Civil Rights Bill can do this for us. If the Negro is to be free, he must move down into the inner resources of his own soul and sign with a pen and ink of self-assertive manhood his own Emancipation Proclamation. Don't let anybody take your manhood. Be proud of our heritage. As somebody said earlier tonight, we don't have anything to be ashamed of. Somebody told a lie one day. They couched it in language. They made everything black, ugly, and evil. Look in your dictionary and see the synonyms of the word black. It's always something degrading and low and sinister. Look at the word white. It's always something pure, high, and clean. But I want to get the language right tonight. I want to get the language so right that everybody here will cry out, yes, I'm black, I'm proud of it, I'm black and beautiful.
Although this may look like a political rally for third-party presidential candidate George Wallace, it is not. These are football fans from South Dade County High School whose school colors, uniforms, songs, and so on would make you think you're in the cradle of the old Confederacy. They call themselves the Rebels. Their band members wear uniforms reminiscent of those worn by Confederate soldiers, and when their football players come onto the field wearing helmets with the stars and bars, amid much waving of the official flags, the crowd goes wild to the strings of Dixie, the official song. The Old South symbols have sparked a bitter dispute and some violence between Negroes and whites. Negroes who used to be members of the band have dropped out, and no Negroes from South Dade High attended this first game of the season. The Negroes want the school to give up the symbols. The whites want to keep them. More than 1,000 white students at the school voted 10-1 to retain them. The students claim there is nothing racist about the symbols. Negro parents and students protested to the Dade County Board of Education the refusal of the white students to give up the symbols.
Us now today, I'm not crying because I want to cry. Our children are upset, and we're asking you to act now because it's too late to say wait. We've talked to our children and tried to ask them to be peaceful, but they don't want to listen to us anymore because they say they're being kicked in the school ground. This is unfair.
Speak right into that.
But most of the white students say they don't intend to give in to the Negro demands. One of South Dade's cheerleaders, Libby Cool, is the student body president.
When I came in, my position was that I came in to follow and complete the procedures that were to be made with the decision of the students. The decision made by the students I accepted because I don't believe that you can afford to break faith with young people if you tell them you're going to do something. Now, as of the board meeting on Tuesday, the problem went out of the school, and I'm not going to bring it back into the school by any comments, nor is anyone else going to bring it in the school if I can help it.
Hey, Leo.
Hey, Ron! How are you, Ron?
I think the spirit is pretty high considering what's been happening.
What do you consider the student body thinks of when they fly the Confederate flag and when they sing Dixie?
Well, when the student body flies a Confederate flag and sings Dixie, all they think about is their school. And when they say go Rebels, they mean go football team. And none of the kids here ever thought anything about oppressing the blacks until the blacks brought the question up. But now I'm afraid that they have brought it up, that the kids, it will be in their minds when they do fly the flag.
What is good, my people? We are live back again with another live broadcast on the forecast. What's going on, y'all? And I got to give a shout out to my sister Raw, you know what I'm saying, the realest out there. Now, hopefully, you know, I'm not going to try to be on here too long tonight, you know, and I'm not even supposed to be on here. I'm supposed to be working on the second session of the Black Studies course that I've been doing, and I'm gonna drop that tomorrow at like 8 o'clock, you know what I'm saying? So make sure y'all tune in for that tomorrow at 8 o'clock. We're gonna have the second session of the Black Studies course, and I really need to get off of here to do that. But I made myself hype today, you know, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I've been listening to like white nationalist debate all day, you know, and the stuff they say is like is really, really crazy, you know, but the way they get to their logic is just, it's just crazy. I don't see how they can actually make the arguments that they make and go in with a straight face, you know. And I do want to touch on that a little bit, you know. So I mean, you know, I made myself hyping out, and I want to go on there and I want to talk to some of them people, you know what I'm saying? But pretty much, you know, I want to talk about that. But it is a couple other things I want to go through real quick, you know. And before I do that, I'm gonna put the link in the chat, you know what I'm saying? So if you want to come on, let me know that you in the back while I go through this. But yeah, it's just the mentality, you know what I'm saying? But then when you look at these white nationalists and the stuff that they say, you know, and really they're talking about creating a nation state, you know, and guess who, you know, the number one enemy is, you know, it's just some of the stuff they say is just out there. But I do want to bring back to you some of the information and some of the things that they are saying and some of the dangers, you know, that may be coming to us. And you know, I definitely been talking about what's been going on in the school. So I want to cover that a little bit, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, I'm not going to be on here long. So if you want to come on here, you better kind of hurry up. But before I do that, you know me, I'm not for going at Black people's beliefs, you know. But one belief that I do kind of call Black people on is this John Brown complex that we seem to have. John and Jane Brown complex, you know what I'm saying? And our love for certain people. And I'm not gonna lie, like, yo, I'm gonna do my research on y'all Princess Diana, you know what I'm saying? And I know y'all love her. And I'm not even gonna lie, it might even be hard. But you know, that's just one belief that I like kind of taken away from y'all. This white savior complex, this idea that you may have some kind of friend possibly out there, you know what I'm saying, that hasn't really presented themselves yet, you know. And I know that we look for validation, and I get it. And like I said, we're gonna cover all that stuff and most of the stuff to come. But you know, I know y'all still kind of mourning from y'all queen dying, and I saw y'all crying out there, but unfortunately, in the world of beloved white girls, you know what I'm saying, that y'all love so much, another one died, you know what I'm saying. And I hate to kind of take this away from y'all, but I don't. I kind of like it, you know what I'm saying. But I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all love this white girl. But this is just my job to destroy this white savior complex here. You know what I'm saying? So hold on, let me all right, let me share the screen real quick. So yeah, if you come on, just let me know that you're in the back while I'm sharing, because I can't see it. All right. So listen, your girl Kirstie Alley here, you know what I'm saying? She just died, you know what I'm saying? I know many of y'all loved her until recent years. You find out all of these videos about her, right? And all of the racist thoughts that she had, you know what I'm saying? So in honor of her and this John Brown complex, you know what I'm saying? And this is just to be the prelude to the Princess Diana show. So to commemorate, you know what I'm saying, this white girl's death and all of the black people out there crying for her, you know what I'm saying, despite all of these videos, you know what I'm saying, which y'all would call quote unquote problematic, you know what I'm saying. So to commemorate her death, let's share the story of the time that her mom died in blackface. And the fact that they was dressed up in blackface and KKK was so hilarious, you know what I'm saying. So the beloved white girl, you know what I'm saying, that is at the cookout. Yo, what up, Number X? I feel you, my brother. But, in honor of this John Brown complex and in honor of, you know what I'm saying, another fallen white girl out there that many black people love, you know what I'm saying, let me show this story about her laughing about her mom dying while in blackface and her dad dying in the KKK costume. That was so hilarious.
In this time period, when I got a call that, first of all, you have to know that my mother was a very funny person. She and I were a little bit like oil and water. Didn't mix too well. She was a very funny person. So anyway, I got this phone call. My sister called me, and I was in Los Angeles, and said, Mom and Dad have been in a car wreck, and Mother is dead. And Dad is dying. And I, of course, was falling apart. But all I knew was I had to get there. And I got there, and my sister and I, we were all sitting in this waiting room, and we were sobbing. And as I'm crying, I said, my sister's here, and I wasn't looking at her, but I said, where were they going? And she said, to a Halloween party. And I said, what were they dressed as? Why would you ask this? Why would you? And she said,
this European culture, y'all. This that European culture that's scared of being replaced.
Said, The Odd Couple. And I said, and I'm thinking, what odd couple? Walter Matthau and Jack Lemmon? Well, what were their costumes exactly? She said, Mom was a black girl and Dad was a Ku Klux Klan member. We started laughing. And the whole family, I guess, had heard this conversation, and we all started laughing.
A whole family. Now, the whole Kirstie Alley family. Now, get this, the mom in blackface laying in the hospital dying, or I think she died already in blackface, which is probably a sign from, you know what I'm saying, I know a lot of us spooked out here, but that may be something that we may want to investigate, looking into if we want to praise something, you know what I'm saying? The person that had her mom, you know what I'm saying, whatever, because she was driving around in blackface. Now, I don't know if they had extra stuff, like she had the noose around her neck and stuff like that on top of it. But all I'm saying is, we just look into that, we'll look into that guy. Yo, shouts out to Coco. And Coco, I don't know if you want to be on here tonight, but later maybe you do, because, that I want to talk to them white dudes with that IQ stuff, you know what I'm saying? Because they're just so crazy. They're so stupid, you know what I'm saying? They don't even realize. I don't know how they can sleep at night with the assumptions that they live on, but because they put on a suit and tie, and they speak in the Queen's English, we take their logic to actually be authentic, but they take huge leaps with their quote unquote science, and I'm not saying science itself, I'm saying the pseudoscience. This is what I'm talking about, the pseudoscience in their communities, and this theory of you will not replace us. Because if you don't believe that that's like widely spread, it's not. But before we get into that, we're seeing Christy Alley here and her "you will not replace us" theory, because she was one of them, by the way. You know what I'm saying? She probably believed this high IQ thing, but she's telling this hilarious story about her mom dying and everybody busts out laughing because she's in blackface. So they must be used to that kind of thing. Yo, shout out Brandon Baxter. But you know, it's hilarious. And her dad is minutes away from death in a KKK costume on the way to a Halloween party. You know what I'm saying? So shouts out to whatever deity that made this happen.
That heard this conversation, and we all started laughing. And it was the greatest tribute that you could give my mother. Do you know? And I really realized that through us, she existed. You know, she would continue. And that she had left us with this wonderful sense of humor and this wonderful ability to laugh and cry at the same time. So I felt closer to her then than I ever felt to her in my life.
So hilarious. Dying with blackface on, just like my mom would do. You know, how my mom would be around the kitchen table with this blackface doing the minstrel show for us, and the dad will have this KKK outfit on, acting like he's going to lynch her. We just all found this so hilarious. Okay. Now, like I said, man, I know we have this John Brown complex. So, you know, I had to pay honor to that because, you know, just in John Brown history, you know what I'm saying? Well, in this case, Jane Brown. And I don't know what it is that she did to be so beloved. Yo, exactly. I don't know what she did to be so beloved in the Black community, but obviously she slams diversity rules. You know, she went on Hannity because she got backlash over Trump support. You know what I'm saying? We know what that means. Like I said, I've been listening to them all day. So we got a shout out to, you know, somebody who's been invited to the cookout and the Trump rally. All right. All right, so we're gonna go on to the next thing. So I just had to open it up with that. But yo, as for the title of the show, you know what I'm saying? I'm not sure if y'all just heard about y'all good old boy, good old Joe. And you know, just before I get to what I want to talk about, you know, I just want to put some information out there, how, especially when the politics season is coming around, and just in case, you know what I'm saying, you think your vote is worth something. You know what I'm saying? I want you to see what you can use it for to exercise. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. Give me 1 second, though. All right, hold on. All right, let me get this dude up out of here. Yeah, and shouts out to them for blacklisting the channels that they blacklist. You only let us know that we are on the right track. So shouts out to y'all for giving us, you know what I'm saying, more motivation to keep on doing what we doing. But, you know, let me go on to the next thing. And y'all boy, good old Joe, since we coming up on this political season and we're going to have to vote for which racism do we prefer, you know, the racism behind our back with a smile and vote Democrat, or, you know, just that blatant, right out in our face kind of racism with the Republicans. So since it's election time. Now, first, before I do this, I want to go back to a time where Joe Biden was the vice president for, you know, the only clean Negro that he's ever seen in his life, you know, that could be fit to possibly run for president, which would be a mulatto. And I mean, all of this stuff goes deep, yo, with the whole mulatto thing. but like I said, we're gonna get into that stuff with the Black Studies course, you know what I'm saying? But y'all definitely want to stay tune into the second part, you know. And I appreciate all the support I gave for the first one, but you know, as we go through this, you know what I'm saying, we're gonna look at a specific time period, you know what I'm saying, and you know, this one gonna be kind of interesting, like how Black people react to colonization and you know the similarities today, you know what I'm saying, and you know, all of that stuff. But you know, speaking of, you know, good old Joe, and before we get to what I want to go back to when he was vice president for the only clean Negro who was a mulatto that he knows, you know what I'm saying? This is what he said about the Jews.
Were I a Jew, I would be a Zionist. And my father pointed out to me, I did not need to be a Jew to be a Zionist, for I am. Israel is essential to the security of Jews worldwide.
All right. Yo, yeah, the pale woman is, you know, the white bitch is the most dangerous species in the universe, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? And one that maybe we should look at, you know what I'm saying? But hey, that was in honor of somebody who's been at both a cookout and the Trump rally. So shouts out to Erica, shouts out to my brother Bakari. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate y'all for coming on here. Yo, that's a great question. And like I said, we're going to talk about some of that when we go on the Black Studies course, because I want y'all to come on the live to kind of interact after it. I know you will, and it's interesting because YouTube messed up the stream of it last time, but we'll see what they do. But like I said, I need to hurry up so I can finish the actual video so we could be on time. But it's interesting. I don't know if they're gonna actually play the studies course, but hopefully y'all come on the live so we can have a discussion about it. You know what I'm saying? But we're gonna talk about that a little bit because we're gonna see this same stuff that we're seeing today 400 years ago, and this is crazy. We banging our head against the wall. But let me play this one more time.
For I am. Israel is essential to the security of Jews worldwide.
Essential to Jews worldwide. And shouts out to my brother Bobby E. Wright, you know what I'm saying? One of the smartest brothers I know. But the reason I call it that and the reason I named it of this show, right? So recently you see 12/12/22, you know, and I'm pretty sure a lot of us are spooked out. So that means something to somebody, you know what I'm saying? So y'all make it make sense. Now say Joe Biden establishes government task force to combat anti-Semitism, right? So coming up on this election time, this is what I want you to keep in mind. They have no problem talking about specific issues, specific groups, right? And we heard what kind of shyster he would be if he was one. But, you know, I just want us to be clear about, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, but you know, these white dudes, this is their country. They love it. They will do anything for it, and they definitely will be willing to do that for their quote unquote country. And this is what I'm talking about with this white nationalist stuff. But you know, I'm gonna talk about a specific genre, you know what I'm saying, with that, you know. But this whole white nationalist stuff, just listening to their debates, you know. But the fact is, you know, they debate about economic policies, immigration, you know, they're involved in what their government is doing to protect white nationalism, you know what I'm saying, and to protect their people. And it's not that you learn from them or whatever. You definitely study them and all the things they're talking about, but their talking points is like usually dumb as hell, you know what I'm saying? And they usually can't put 2 points together, you know, and this is why it's so easy for people like this, you know, they get caught up in the Republican Democrat. They really believe that people like Donald Trump is for them, or like rich white people is for them. If they knew any better, they would probably be rioting against America. But, you know, we got so many issues. I'm black only, so they're not my problem, right? They can go call Ben Shapiro, you know what I'm saying? But he bought into this whiteness, you know what I'm saying, which convinces them if you believe that whiteness is the most important thing, then you would be willing to buy in and do anything for it. And now they want to go back to America to where it's been, you know, instead of being 95% all white, you know what I'm saying? They wanted to go back to being 100% white, you know? Right, you know, and even if we did have a religion, we would just, I'm afraid in our religion, it would be like, you know, God says, go spread love and knowledge to all of the people around the world. And I want you to realize before all of this happened in the 1300s was the Dark Ages. Guess who came along and saved them? Yeah, Black people. You know what I'm saying? And when they came to America, they didn't have like 6, 7 failed colonies. Guess who saved them? And I'm gonna say melanated people just to mix it up, so y'all got a problem with that, right? And even when the Jamestown colony, which became this America, that this dude who's establishing a government task force to combat anti-Semitism here, you know what I'm saying? Even in that case, you know who saved them? It was melanated people, you know what I'm saying? And this is the things you get, but this is a time and time thing. But, you know, so let me play this, you know what I'm saying? Because they're doing it also in New York. Because I know some of y'all live in New York, and I know y'all got more focus on Black people. But if you in New York, or, you know what I'm saying, that area, and you are saying some Holocaust didn't exist stuff, you know what I'm saying, there's a task force that's coming after your ass, you know. But I just want to be clear, because if I say what I'm saying, you know, then I'm trauma bonding with y'all. But, you know, the state is putting money into this stuff that Black people is actually funding, you know what I'm saying? And New York is creating a task force to combat anti-Semitism.
Today I'm announcing that we are having a statewide hate and bias prevention unit that'll be embedded within our Department of Human Rights.
No, I think that we can pull it off, you know, and I got a shout out to Matron, because I think that she has a great idea. Religion is the quickest way to the Black mind, you know what I'm saying? It's just finding a way to show that your religion is true. And to do that, you have to do something that is great, which is not impossible. Like if you can help like Jackson, Mississippi, or, you know, Lawrence County, Alabama, with their water crisis, and help do that, more people will be prone to listen to you. You know what I'm saying? And then the more people that listen to you, the more things that you can accomplish. And then the snowball kind of grows downhill. Now, a lot of people are scared because in the past, you know, the people who've done that ended up getting shot in the face, you know, and even though they use them against us today, you know. But you can't be scared of that, because it's not a person, it's an energy. And even if it's me that gets took out, or just go to somebody else, there's nothing you can do to stop it. But let me play this anti thing, you know, because this is actually the federal law, but it started in New York first. So everything she's saying applies to what Joe Biden said in his bill.
Today I'm announcing that we are having a statewide hate and bias prevention unit that'll be embedded within our Department of Human Rights. Yes, we'll continue to pass laws. Yes, we'll mandate that Holocaust teachings are actually taught in schools instead of checking the box and saying, yes, we took care.
Now, wait a minute, because this is what I'm saying. I've been talking about this school thing, and this is part of the reason I'm putting together this course, you know. Understand, I've been trying to tell you, they are right now, their target is the school, you know. And I think that's one of the most important things, because no matter how smart you are, no matter what you create, if you don't create it for the right reason, if you learn how to create some kind of new bomb, but you didn't give it to your enemy who uses it against you, then what good is it? But if you use it for your advantage, or a way to produce, you know, unlimited energy, or a way to a clean source of water, or a way to grow food that is, you know, safe, or, you know, efficient, you know, or anything that you create, a new way of banking, or anything. If you don't have the right mindset to use it for yourself and your people, and for your state, and for your country, and for your nation, you know what I'm saying, which a lot of the white nationalists, you know, they talk about, but, you know, see, they use violence to do it, you know, and Black people don't have that in us, you know. But if it's important to start with the children's mind, and they are making sure that they are going to teach the children. They were like, yes, we will make sure that Holocaust teachings are a mandate. At the same time, telling you critical race theory. Now, it's funny because they say Jewish is a race, so that would be critical race theory. So I guess in this case, it would go under religion. But what? We can't teach religion in school either, but we damn sure gonna make sure we teach about the Holocaust. But about slavery, well, we don't want to make white kids uncomfortable. Well, you tell me what's the difference between Adolf Hitler and George Washington? Nothing. Right? But they're going to make sure your kid know everything about the Holocaust when they don't know about the real Holocaust that the people who are sitting here crying was some of the biggest perpetrators in. Now, it was a race for land and enslaved people, which is us. But these are the people that's making sure they go after you and your schools. And guess who they're gonna make the face of that? Kyrie and Kanye, 2 black men at that. Can you believe that? Right? Maybe if they was afraid of black anti-Semitism, they shouldn't have put together the West India Dutch Company, or however you say it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they shouldn't have financed all of these ships for slave trade to send us over here if they had such a problem with it. Right? Maybe they shouldn't have made the stock market based off selling us if they had such a problem with this anti-Semitism. Right? Because if we was there minding our own business, you know what I'm saying, we wouldn't be worried about you at all. But, you know, of course, this task force is something we got to deal with.
Changes are actually taught in schools instead of checking the box and saying, yes, we took care of that, because I don't remember learning about it in my public school. That says to me something is failing. So we've passed all the legislation to make sure that that education continues. Also, resources to protect targeted sites. We know the vulnerable sites, so we have $50 million available.
Now, wait a minute. We know the viable sites, that church that white boy ran up in, or that black supermarket that other white boy ran up in, right? We know the viable places that people target. Oh, I don't know about no $50 million to put into that, right? Or no task force to combat that, though. Yo, Number X, I wouldn't be surprised if she say she like 37 or something like that, looking like she's 70. But yeah, Malcolm X told us almost 60 years ago that the stupidest thing a black person can do is send his children to his enemy for education. And they make it seem like we fought for that. That's what I'm saying. That's why I want to go through this whole history, man, because we don't even get it. Yo, what up, Bakari? Yo, you hear me, Bakari?
Yeah, I hear you. What's going on?
What up, my brother?
Yeah, man, I just came up here to tell you to leave the good Jews alone. They don't bother nobody. They always honest. Well, I know everybody know I'm just bullshitting, but check this out, right?
Hey,
Even
Bakari,
the word.
I don't mean to cut you off, but you know, it's European psychology. They say, European psychology. They say George Washington never told a lie. Can you believe that?
He didn't. He even told his mama he cut down the cherry tree.
No. But you know what lie he told?
What's that?
He said, "Oh well, I'll give black people freedom if you help us fight for the war, and then pass a Fugitive Slave Act that help enslave people and get a whole bunch of people kidnapped." Like
As soon as I came on, let me take this. I'm gonna be right back.
All right. Yeah, Bakari getting the call. Bobby, thing I mentioned is they teach the Holocaust and revisionist history in their institutions. We have to build our own, and that's the key. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I at least want to try to put together a curriculum. If nothing else, not put together a curriculum, but at least like the groundwork or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But and Bakari, let me know when you come back on. But I'm gonna keep going. And if anybody else come back on, let me know if you backstage in the chat, because I can't see while I'm sharing. But I want you to make sure, because there's the schools here, you know what I'm saying? There's the protected communities, like, I would be talking about the churches, right? Since we want to spend our time there, because it's not just about going to pray, right? It's about putting those protective things around it, right? So let's see what else this bill, and this is national, but it started in New York, so this is going to be like probably everywhere too. But those of you in New York, you better not say nothing about the Holocaust being fake, or they might, you know what I'm saying? Who knows what they might do to you?
For organizations to apply for to protect the people who gather within the synagogues, the yeshivas, the community centers. I will be there with you every step of the way to protect, unite, call out, and ultimately eradicate anti-Semitism in our lifetime. Thank you.
I'm back, folks.
All right, yeah, that's it right there too, Bakari. Did you see it, or you want me to play it again?
Look, so they have co-opted the word Holocaust. The definition: destruction or slaughter on a mass scale, especially caused by fire or nuclear war. They have co-opted the word Holocaust as if what Leopold of Belgium, because I never call him no king, but that's what they call him, a Leopold of Belgium. That wasn't a Holocaust. What George Washington,
Hey, Bakari, what's the
Huh?
difference? What's the difference between that dude you just said and Hitler? 8 o'clock, Bobby. 8 o'clock East Coast time. Well, yeah, go ahead.
Leopold of Belgium was worse. Yes, and I used the word worse, whether y'all think it ain't one or not.
Hey, worse. Hey, Bakari, you might want to use worstest in this case.
Absolutely, because he hurt our people. He did more to black people than what the Jew Hitler did to the other Jews, right? So when they talking about the Holocaust, right? It's a movie, but there's a book and a documentary. I saw it part on Netflix. Have anybody in the chat, have y'all ever heard of Rip Haugen? R-I-P-H-A-U-G-E-N. Y'all ever heard of him? So if y'all have or have not, right? Rip Haugen was I don't know, Dutch, whatever, but he was married to a Jew woman. Well, anyway, to break the story down, to make it plain and simple, he is one of the Nazis that after World War II retired in Argentina. Now, the Jews had him. They let him go because if they catch him, he had to go to court for war crimes. They let him go because this is coming from the Jews. They said it would be, we can't let the world know that we did this to our own people. But they want everybody else to feel sorry for what they've been through. And the reason I'm saying that, because every time black people say something, you're going to find another black person quick to say, well, black people own slaves too. Well, we did it first, or we enslaved ours. Quick to say that. But they can come up with something called anti-Semitism, in which I don't even know what a Semite is, right? But I'm anti it, I guess. And they can have you don't say the word Jew, hook-nosed, bagel-eating Jew, or they'll make you, or an attempt to make you to apologize. But when you truly study their so-called Holocaust, where they claim 6 million was killed, right? Look and see how many of those Jews was inside of the Nazi army doing it to Jews. Why were Jews mad with other Jews? Even in that, you watch it, you can read about it, because I got interested in it after watching it. They were upset. Guess who those Jews, the Jews that was being killed, guess who they were upset with?
Other
More than anybody. The Jewish bankers, because they said the Jewish bankers was selling them out. But it's okay. But we ain't supposed to talk about, according to Herschel Walker, CTR. Don't talk about CTR. And I've seen so many black people. Ray Allen, former, you know Ray Allen is, right?
Yeah.
He was trying to do a documentary showing what the Jewish Holocaust is the worst thing ever happened in the world. Barry Soweto said the same thing. How can someone like Ray Allen, with everything Black African people have gone throughout this world, how can we look to find somebody else's pain and say, that's the worst thing ever happened in the world? So what happened to us just wasn't that bad, I guess. And I know a lot of people, I'm going to say this, then I'm going to give you the mic because it might be random. But some people say we do stuff like that because we love him. But I argue the notion of us being loving. I don't think we are loving people, because if we were that loving people, we would be loving ourselves. I think it's more cowardice than it is loving. And I yield the mic.
Yeah, I feel you, Bakar. I think it grew into that, but I do think that there has been a glaring weakness that has developed into this space that we have got to, and it may have grown into fear or something when you see somebody, but it was also the love of allowing people to the cookout before there was a cookout. You know what I'm saying? But you mentioned a couple of things. I can't remember everything you were saying, but I agree with most of what you were saying, and I agree with everything you were saying. And you mentioned even just with the history, like with the first slaves, and that's what we're gonna talk about with the history thing. You know what I'm saying? How the African kingdoms respond. We're gonna really look at if Africans really sold other Africans into slavery and that nonsense that they say. You know what I'm saying? But it was something else you had said. I wanted to mention. I forgot what it was. It was like towards the end, but I forgot. But
talking about the Jews killing the Jews, about how black folks can say what happened to the Jews is the worst thing ever happened on earth.
Yes, that do you know that there was the first black president, Bakari, that went to Israel to give a speech about how the Holocaust was the worst thing ever, right? And give them reparations, but then turn around and say, well, black people in America, reparations is schooling for everybody, you know what I'm saying? But we see that the schooling excludes black history and critical race theory and all that stuff, but that's a whole nother topic. But yeah, man, let me go on, and you can jump in anytime you want. You got something else to say?
Go ahead. I'm gonna be listening. Probably gonna still stay up here. I just came on here to say what's up and holler at the chat and say that about them Jews killing Jews, because whenever we talk about them, I'm gonna mention that, because we let them get away with that. We let them get away with that and like to point fingers at each other.
Yeah. And he said the Holocaust in the Bible means sacrifice. The same Jewish banks still own Wall Street. Yeah.
Hey, he ain't lying, because that's what they said in that movie. Them bank, the Jewish bank on Wall Street, and they had some people confused. He ain't lying. That's exactly what they talked about on Rip Haugen. The Jewish bankers on Wall Street. So then the other Jews who trying to fight was getting mad with those Jews. Like, they're the ones that's selling us out. They are the ones that's funding the Nazi military to come get us. So they were fighting each other. Yep.
Yeah. And most of the kidnappers, our enemy, don't have a record of stating anything factual. And that's what I'm saying. We're gonna get into it. That's why I want y'all to jump on there, because that's gonna be one of the questions I have for y'all. Did Africans sell other Africans into slavery, like they try to justify themselves for, as if the system of chattel slavery existed before Europeans made it up? You know what I'm saying? That's why we're gonna see all of this stuff. But yo, speaking of, you know, because she was talking about protecting their schools and making sure they know their history, but more so protecting their communities and protecting their schools. And if you're not able to protect your children and your schools, then you already, you know what I'm saying, got that biggest L that you can already get, you know. And it's been a whole lot of stuff with the schools, and I've been mentioning it lately. So I want to play this, you know, just to give an update on more school stuff. So a teacher, a white teacher, you know what I'm saying, got arrested for arguing with her because she didn't apologize. So let me play this video, because the teacher had this young black girl arrested because she didn't apologize for her, to her, you know. And I'll listen to the story. Maybe I should have listened more closely, but you know, but here it goes.
Let me ask you a question, Forecast. Because I didn't read the statement that the college, you know what happened there, right? They put out a statement. I ain't read the statement. I was just wondering if you had the statement too that the college put out afterward, because I didn't read it. I just know they put one out.
No, probably we know what kind of statement, you know, they would put out, but they give her point, you know what I'm saying? And the point is, you know, they all is on her side, you know, because she was giving a presentation or something, and the teacher started yelling at her, and then she went back at the teacher. But you know, black or being uppity while black is a crime, you know what I'm saying? What remember you did that show, what you called it, Bakari? I forgot. Like an uppity Negro.
Oh, you had the uppity. Oh shit, I had to go back through it. I got it right on the tip of my teeth. You put me on the spot.
Yeah, I know. It's on my. I forgot it too, but yo, that's what it is. That's what she's in trouble for. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not resisting. You're hurting me really bad, bro. Please get off of me. Is she still standing there letting this happen? Like, exactly. I hate you. It already escalated. She's about to come out and hit him. I swear to God, I hate you. I swear to God, I hate you. I swear to God, I hate you, bro. You're the worst teacher ever. You can get me taken out of here because I want to apologize.
Yo, creating your own institutions is like, yo, the most important thing you could do. And I think that I think that other things are important. I think one of the most important is your schools. You know, I think financial institutions, I think hospitals, all of these things is important. But a school, you know, because a school controls the children, and the children controls the next generation and the mindset that they have, you know, a protectionist of your culture, you know what I'm saying, which is supposedly bad with our low IQs, apparently. But yo, a culture that is protective, you know what I'm saying? Like when you have schools with black men as teachers teaching young men to not back down or let somebody scare them, you know what I'm saying, and say that I'm black and I'm proud, you know what I'm saying? And not some white bitch who don't even know what she's teaching, you know what I'm saying? Because if you read a little bit about your own history, you probably can cut your own history teacher, you know what I'm saying? And we fought to be a part of this. And I'm not going to say we as a collective, because like I said, this is why this history course is needed. Because I say that integration was a move by them, not by us. I know they put it on black people fighting for integration, but I really think it was a white people move, you know what I'm saying? And the Shysters was definitely involved with the NAACP. That's all I'm gonna say. But it was white people, you know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. They all white, but so I blame the parents, not these kids. Bobby said, make sure to look up King Alfonso. Yeah, I mentioned him in the letter and how he became the target after this, but he just wrote a letter. I'm not gonna say nothing, but yeah, I mentioned Alfonso. I mentioned it was another queen. I can't say her name properly, you know what I'm saying, but I let somebody who can say her name properly, who was initially selling, not selling, but trading prisoners of war, right? And then when black people realized what Europeans was doing, we don't grasp the concepts of how they think, and we still don't, you know what I'm saying? That's why I'm even on here right now. But oh man, that's a whole nother thing, man. But it's the concepts of the sister, she realized that what they was doing, the people wasn't coming back. It wasn't like, like how black people was traditionally doing it, where you work for somebody, they let them go back, go free, or be a part of the tribe. It wasn't none of that. They was like killing, raping, murdering, eating, you know what I'm saying, enslaving, the worst things you can imagine to them, you know what I'm saying? And the sister, she realized that, she started fighting. And all the fucking black people that actually started fighting, we don't know about none of them. I didn't know about none of them until I studied it myself. And a teacher like her who be talking about TJ, you know what I'm saying? Good old TJ was an abolitionist, because, you know, Thomas Jefferson was an abolitionist, and these are the abolitionists that we give credit. That's why I had to do the John Brown, Jane Brown segment earlier, because, yo, the history of abolitionists is crazy, yo. Like, they are some sick individuals, you know what I'm saying? But, yo, if you go look at a debate between one of those white nationalists and a white liberal, right, you will see the difference between a white nationalist and a white liberal, but you won't see the difference between white people. I'll tell you that. If
Hey,
that
check
makes
this
sense.
out, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was reading, you were talking about integration. Then Bobby put in there, integration was a clever trick. It was. Because name the only people in this country that integrated. Nobody else integrated in the country. White people didn't integrate with black folks.
Mexicans trying.
No, they building their own communities. Nobody trying to integrate. People is over here living, taking advantage of what they can. But as far as integrating, trying to live around everybody, do everything through everybody else, using everybody else's banking system. Now, they go to their schools now, but I'm just saying, the only people that truly integrated was us. We integrated our money. We integrated our minds. We integrated our children to the point where a lot of them, if you get a couple of dollars, you don't know how it is to be around your own people. White people didn't, nobody else integrated. When white people come to black community, black people say gentrification because they coming to take over. Everybody else locked down their communities and protect them economically, politically, socially, whatever. But we give away all of our economics. That's why we have to keep pushing the Black Business Challenge. We give away all of our mental abilities to these people. We give away all of our abilities to someone else who don't care. So they didn't integrate. We integrated. They take over. We integrate looking for friends. They come take your shit. I hear Mike.
Yo, and not only, but you got to realize, not only do they take it, they really think that they're justified. Like, they really are. Like, at first I thought, like, oh, well, it's a lie that it is a lie that they're telling themselves, but they believe this lie for real. Like, as white people, we are just this higher IQ, morally superior people who created a whole level of slavery that never existed before, right? But they really be like, well, we went around the world ending slavery, not mentioning that slavery is not ended to this day, even in America, you know what I'm saying? Because if you have accept in the whole clause in it, that kind of defeats the whole purpose. But Amani Mangu, my brother Bawana, I feel you, my brother Everett. And yeah, Queen Nzinga, she another one. It's another queen. She started with an E. I'm pretty sure you know about it, Bobby. And yeah, my brother Bawana, BBC, because this is a part of that. But yeah, let me play some of this because I want to, because I really do supposed to be working on the video so I could be on time tomorrow. It's supposed to be at 8 o'clock. All right, so let me play it.
Because I want to apologize. You started yelling at me. You trying to embarrass me about my paper. You're a terrible teacher.
Is somebody recording this? Oh, everybody is. You're recording everybody because that's ridiculous. Yes, that really is.
She sit here and say she loves black people and stuff, but you let this happen to her. Come on now.
No, you yelled at her first.
You yelled at her first, but you want her to apologize. It doesn't make any sense.
Now, I go by the word of, like, look, all the black people standing around, like, they're literally vouching for the little girl. You know what I'm saying? I know the news article might say something different, you know what I'm saying? But, like, look, I believe black people. I'm sorry, you know what I'm saying? First, and then we'll have the evidence ourselves. But, you could tell generally, you know what I'm saying? Black people will be quick to throw each other under the bus, but come on, man. And for black people, like, this is the thing. We like, right is right, but we don't realize right is subjective. You know what I'm saying? Only you can determine what is right, because to them, making you slaves perpetually, perpetual means forever. That's right to them because let me hurry up so I can get to the end of this, so because we can get off.
Color folk talking about save me. There was nothing wrong with slavery. We got too many Uncle Ruckers and Herschel Walkers running around out here. At least we had some good food to eat then. That's what Uncle Ruckers and Herschel Walker probably would say the same thing, but we got too many of them. That's why we go through all of this nonsense. And Winston-Salem State is going to let that fat white heifer, her ugly ass, stay right there and continue. But I'm going to tell you something. The students, they ain't even got to put hands on her to run her ass from there. She need to be run away. I'm going to tell you like this. If we can threaten, and I take that back. I ain't going to say we threaten. Allegedly, that's the rumor. If we can get mad at a white boy for dropping a touchdown pass in a black national championship football game, need to get mad at this heifer.
Wait, Tom Bakari, what? A white boy?
You heard what I said? Oh, they set it up beautifully. Your favorite coach called a timeout to try to make him like one of the heroes. And he dropped wide open in his hand, a 3-yard pass. But anyway, if they can get...
we ain't learned that the 400 years. Don't throw him the final pass.
If they can have him scared to go back to campus over a football game, that heifer should be scared to go back to campus over having his young black lady arrested for no damn reason. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But wanna say that again. They mad at the white boy for dropping the touchdown pass that would have took the game into double overtime in the black national. But Everett Watson, I will tell you, you are wrong. The board members, not white. I'm just telling you, I can tell you you're wrong about that one. But it's a white guy dropped the touchdown in the black national championship, black national championship game.
Nah, it makes sense because black people would be like, nah, a white boy would probably win in the rap battle. So I believe it.
Took their starter, first string out. Hey, that black coach. Raw said, who called the play? And Raw don't even like sports. Queen Raw said, who called the play? The black coach called the timeout to put him in. Took their starter out the game.
now, Bakari, I laughed to keep from crying, but do you know how bad that sounds that a white boy lost the championship for a black team in the black championship game? Like, yo, that's where we are. You know what I'm saying? If you could say that, then you know why you are where you are in the society. You know what I'm saying? We know why students can get arrested in the classroom. You know what I'm saying? For quote unquote arguing with a white bitch, which has been, this is what we don't understand. In this country, this has been illegal longer than it has been legal. You could be lynched, you know what I'm saying, longer than that. And you couldn't have been lynched during slavery. So that was like 200-year period where you wouldn't have been lynched. You just would have got beat and then thrown in the ground for like a day, you know what I'm saying, in like 120-degree heat, you know what I'm saying, chained up. But, you know what I'm saying, that has been legal longer than it has been legal for, or apparently she's still getting arrested, so it's illegal. But yo, these are our black kids, you know what I'm saying? But Bakari, you want to say anything? I'm gonna skip past this, you know.
Hey, I'm gonna show y'all something, right? And I know Forecast and Raw tired of hearing about this, but and I'm not laughing at this young man's demise. So I would not laugh at this young brother because he does have a good media. But Deion Sanders, he ain't Coach Prime no more. He just Deion Sanders. Son lost control of all his media within a week being at Colorado. He can't do nothing without their approval. But when he was at the HBCU, because he was propping them up, they gave him all control. Anything sold from his site, he could keep. Their media was making about $1 million. But over there, they have to share the money, and he's not at the top. They completely control already. They have already taken control of their media company. I just wanted to throw that out there because we be talking about what they do. And since we talking about what they do and how we still fall for their tricks, I'm just showing you how they'll hire somebody to get you out the way, make you the coach, and then we'll take your son media company all at the same time.
Yo, Bakari, and this is what I'm saying, Bakari. This is a 480-year problem, my brother. You know what I'm saying? Because they can literally do this where they can make you think that you have more problems with your brother, you know what I'm saying, and that their side is right, you know, and you would side with your own brother, not realizing that you're hurting your own legacy and yourself, you know, not to say Deion's legacy, but apparently our legacy, if I was to judge black people off the last 700 years, Deion Sanders drastically hurt his legacy, and he will not go down in history as doing something great. He's just another black athletic person that was integrated into European society, you know what I'm saying? Just like all the rest of us, you know, and not to say all the rest of us like that, but you know what I mean by when I say that. But I don't mean to play this brother video, but this is another one about this white girl harassing black children, you know.
Yeah, you. Took him too long. This is his show. Hey, go to your apartments now. Go to your apartments now. Go.
Hey, you heard what Ever said? Just asking. Roland Martin said they was white, and yeah, no, Max, we definitely.
Oh no, I was just about to put it in the chat. And you go to their school, they don't even show none of them. Most of them is white, but you go to the school, they don't show none of the white folks. They got a whole, when you go into school, they got pictures of a whole lot of different people at the school. You don't see none of the white folks, but on his go online, they white. But when you go to the school, that's why I said they wouldn't. So I looked it up, and I would tell Everett Watson, I stand corrected. But when you go to the school, you ain't gonna see no pictures of them white folks talking about board members. They got just black pictures up there.
Yeah. And yo, by the way,
that's why I said what I said. So
yeah,
and said it with confidence too. But you go online, that damn sure what you see.
Damn. But yeah, and by the way, too, and Rod, look, it's an anti-Karen police arrest Karen for calling 911 on kids. You know what I'm saying? So there you have it. That's you know.
Go. What? Yeah, she got locked up.
Hold on.
According to the report,
it's another one, yo,
from Woke Video. What happened?
Check this out. This is white culture here. Black children playing with smiles on their faces, laughing, having fun at the beach one day. And she probably had to put some, and I know race is a concept and all, but she probably had to put some on her skin just to be out there, or she would have got blisters on her skin and possibly died. But that's neither here nor there.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Yes. But Karen was so offended by little black children running on the beach, how dare they, that she had to put her body in the way of them running to protect. I don't know.
Yo, I'm sorry. I don't even know why I'm playing that, but this is another white girl who going to a college, right? And I'm playing this brother's video, but she went to the University of Missouri. You know what I'm saying? And a Turning Point USA chapter president, Meg Miller. And she wants to see more N-words killed. And Bakari, I gotta shout you out on the N-word thing, you know what I'm saying? Yo, listen to the slave records, you know what I'm saying? Like all the way through, as many as you can, you know what I'm saying? And you probably won't want to say the N-word anymore, you know what I'm saying? Because, yo, if you understand that it was beaten to us, you know what I'm saying? Yo, it's crazy. And then the Miss Anns and the and it's still a mentality that we have today. But imagine this, right? Hundreds of years where if this white person, you know what I'm saying, feel the way they feel determines whether your children will be sold or not. And then we wonder why we still seeking white validation to this day, you know. And this is really a problem we're gonna have to overcome. And maybe we will only overcome it when we see the real truth about history, which is why it's hidden. and why real course about real stuff that actually happened need to be seen so we can see how it actually played out for real. But yo, so this white girl, Meg Miller, who is a Turning Point USA chapter president, you know what I'm saying? She wanted to see us killed.
Meg Miller. Meg Miller attends the University of Missouri. Meg Miller is the Turning Point USA president over that particular college campus. And Meg Miller took to her social media recently, and she said this with a smiley face, and here it is on the screen for you.
By the way, this was about y'all remember that in Virginia when you know, all those brothers got shot with that shooting at the school, University of Virginia. All those brothers got killed, you know.
If they would have killed 4 more, we would have had the whole week off. And obviously you can see what's on the screen for yourself, that she is joyful about her comments, right? She's having a good time. You can see various things about Meg Miller. I mean, she is a college student. There's not a ton of information available on her. We do know about her being the president of that chapter for Turning Point USA. We also know that she's been in photos with Kyle Rittenhouse and things like that. Now, I want to make sure, and here's that photo with Kyle. Now, I want to make sure we separate the two, because we are talking about someone who is racially insensitive and has now mocked people of African American heritage or Black, if they so choose to identify that way. She has now mocked their death.
Now, can you believe that? This is slavery here. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, we can't even talk about what we call ourselves, bro. Like, that is sick. That is sickness. You know what I'm saying? We gotta be like, yo, African American, Black, this, that. You know what I'm saying? We literally can make up whatever we want to call ourselves. If it'll help us move forward towards the goal. But that shows what real slavery is. You know what I'm saying? And the difference between anything that has ever happened, ever. You know what I'm saying? Irish be like, oh, we were slaves too. Well, then why can they tell you that they're Irish? You know what I'm saying? Man, I can't tell you what I was. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us can't do that. You know, a lot of us can't go past the 1800s, bro.
You're right. Most of us can't. You're absolutely correct. Hey, can I say something right quick?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, so look, I have to stand correct myself again. That was Jacksonville State in Alabama I pulled up. So I don't stand corrected. Every board member Jackson State have is Black. Because I kept looking for this. I'm like, how the hell they got all these white people online, but ain't none of the white people pictures at the school? So I went through and looked it up. They don't have not one white board member. And if Roland pulled that up offline, he probably did the same thing I did. You put in Jackson State, then Jacksonville State from Alabama will come up. And they have like 2 Black board members and everybody. Because I ain't gonna lie, I was damn near broke my computer when I saw them pictures. I just wanted to say that. Roland Martin probably did the same thing I did. Hit the wrong thing. Because I kept looking after I saw that, because that was fucked up, messed up, my bad.
Now, Bakar, I will say this though, and especially if my brother Bobby got my back, I am coming after the Black intellectualism class, you know what I'm saying? Like, not in the same way as them, but in a respectful way for them, because they are Black people. But some of the stuff they say isn't respectful. So I am coming after the Black, quote unquote, intellectual class, because I'm a regular person, bro.
Shit, that's all they are. They might not know it.
I'm not in the talented 10th here, you know what I'm saying? I'm in the untalented 90, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Whatever that is. So
yeah.
But let me play this, because I want you to hear this IQ stuff, you know what I'm saying? Because I know I'm caught up on that. But let me play this. But this white girl who wants y'all killed. And I'm sorry for destroying y'all love for white bitches, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, did you see? I thought you was finished play the other video. Do you have the other video where the white woman was talking about how Black folks need to be killed, Black women need to have their uterus cut out and all that? You ain't got that video?
No, I don't know what that is.
I'm gonna email it to you now.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, send me that. Because this girl was saying like, 4 more N-words would have got killed, we would have been good. And this is talking about her white nationalist ties here.
Right? Which either way is a very insensitive.
Hold up. And ain't this dude in a way trying to cape for her, talking about separate her and whoever that dude is a little bit? Then he won't even say, well, if you black or African American, or if you choose to identify that way. Hey, just back up just a little bit. Let's make sure. Cause sound like he was trying to cape for her a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know. I was trying to give him a pass. It sounded like it was a little bit. I ain't pay attention that first time I listened to it. I tried to give him props because he was kind of exposing her, but
you might have to go back a little bit further so we can hear the caping, because I think he was caping for her.
All right, here it go. And yeah, I agree with both Raw and Bobby. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. I know if y'all got my back, I'm going at them. You know what I'm saying? For sure. Because I think that like my brother Bobby coined the frame, coined it. I'm gonna give my brother Bobby credit. Radical integrationist. You know what I'm saying?
Now I want to make sure we separate the two, because we are talking about Rittenhouse and things like that. Now I want to make sure, and here's that photo with Kyle. Now I want to make sure we separate the two, because we are talking about someone who is racially insensitive and has now mocked people of African American heritage or black, if they so choose to identify that way. She is now mocked.
Bruh, he don't get no pass. He caping and bowing down in the middle of his. He caping.
He exposed her though.
Yeah, but he's still caping. They ain't talking about if you African American or black, or if you choose to identify that way. But go ahead. Right. That's good. That's good. He exposed it, but I'm just saying he is caping a little bit. But go ahead.
Yeah, it did.
I just emailed you that other video too.
I'm gonna play it after this joint.
Is a very insensitive, demonic thing to do, right? And so I have no sympathy for anybody who placates in this type of racism or anything like that. But I do want to make sure that while we're absorbing media, we understand how media can be spun. So I want to go ahead for a moment and say, take Kyle
and spin it your own way, by the way.
Rittenhouse out of this. Kyle Rittenhouse's situation was totally different.
Keep him in this
Kyle
shit.
Has never been caught making these kind of statements. Kyle was even in a situation where the people that he used self-defense against were non-blacks. I understand that he was there for riots that were started because of.
And yo, you're right, Bakar. He might be that. He had so far, based on what he says, his talking points would line up to a black Republican. You know what I'm saying? But I can't.
But I'm gonna tell you something. People call me a Herschel Walker when it comes to Kyle Rittenhouse, because I ain't gonna lie. I take up for Kyle Rittenhouse what he did not take up for him. What I take up for is he had a weapon and he used it to defend himself, and we need to know the law. So when we have to defend ourselves against those people, that's the only reason I take up for that. I'm not out of, I wasn't getting in arguing like some people was calling it, oh, white supremacy. I don't care about that. I was concerned because I have weapons. I have guns. I say weapons, that's what the military, that's what this man's military taught you to say. But I have guns, and if I have to use my gun in self-defense, I want to be able to know the law, and I want to be able to use that as an example for me getting off if I got to use it.
Yeah, I feel you, Bakar. I feel you. I know what you mean. I'm just saying, you know, and this is not that true. This is like an educational thing. But you know, there was a brother named, you know, Dred Scott, right? You know what I'm saying? And pretty much, you know, the laws that protect them is not meant for us, you know. And even I hear people saying that 3/5 don't mean you're 3/5 of a human. Yo, do you really know what they was arguing about? You know what I'm saying? They was like, yo, the South, yo, should I say that or just should I keep going, Bakar? Yo, you be the judge, because I'm like,
you can go ahead and say it.
Yo, the 3/5, right? Because the South was saying, well, we have slaves, so we should be able to have more, whatever, even though slaves couldn't vote, we should have more say because we have more people. But the North was like, yo, well, if that's the case, we'll count our cows, pigs, chickens, and all of this stuff. So the compromise was 3/5. So how, if they're arguing that you're the same as a cow or a pig or a chicken, can you say that 3/5 is not saying that you're 3/5 of a human? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand how you can say that, or how it's still in effect how they ship prisoners to different states. Like, you know, they'll ship prisoners from like Idaho, or not Idaho, but wherever, you know, to Ohio. So Ohio's electoral population, you know, based off their population, their electoral votes goes up. So that population is counted, but they not able to vote, you know what I'm saying? So that's still like kind of a modern day 3/5 kind of thing, you know what I'm saying? And we already know who most of the prisoners are, because with this, they act like we're prone to violence, even though they go around savagely murdering everybody. But yes, this is a white girl bragging about killing N-words. Yeah, I'm sorry, I had to go on that one. My bad, Bakari. I'm all over the place.
An African-American male. However, Kyle himself has never done anything or said anything like this. So this is not a defense of Kyle Rittenhouse. He just has nothing to do with it. So let's make sure we don't allow the media to spin us in a founder and president of Turn, so forth and so on. I want to see if Charlie Kirk is going to extend out institutional equity.
Okay,
now,
so this is the president here. One of those one of y'all friends, black and yellow friends, you know what I'm saying? Hurry up and black friends.
President Moon Choi, if I'm saying the name correctly, if I'm not, I mean no offense, did issue a statement. University of Missouri officials have been alerted to the reports of a racist post by
blah blah blah. He's not gonna do nothing.
MU student. Buried. So, you know, you're gonna see pictures like these with her with firearms, and she's a hunter, and she probably enjoys the outdoors. And you know what, races or not, she has the right to do that. So when people see that, depending on how you're absorbing it and what you're reading at the time, you know, you combine these different ingredients and you look at her, and all of a sudden there are people that are fearful. Look, the Second Amendment doesn't stop at Meg Miller. To block that mentality and not accept anyone else that approaches you with that mentality, because it's unhealthy. And two, the Second Amendment doesn't stop at Meg Miller. Okay. So I'm not.
Yo, he definitely, he definitely probably in the black NRA or something, or he definitely in the NRA, not the black one, but the NRA. You know what I'm saying, Bakari? Yo, he definitely is. Or some, he might not be in it, but he's one of those.
It's too hard. It's hard to get in that.
There's a few.
No, they have African American Gun Association. Boy, it's hard to get in contact with them.
What, the black one?
Hell yeah. Me, and matter of fact, I think it was
all right.
Shocker. I'll tell you about it. Go ahead. But they don't answer their phone or nothing. I said, watch this. I called the NRA. Man, them people answer their phone in 3-1. Oh, you want to join? Oh, here go the paper. We'll tell you everything that you need. Man, them people. The National African American Gun Association don't answer no phone. They don't return emails till about 2-3 days later. It's hard to join them because I tried to join.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he in the I think this dude is in the regular their NRA, you know what I'm saying? He looked like one of those that be like, oh, I got a black friend kind of dudes. And yo, you can tell a lot of people by the talking points if you study talking points, Bakari. Like you may agree with him, but you won't word it the way that he worded, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, trust me, he's gonna walk over certain he's gonna make sure he tiptoe over certain things you won't tiptoe over. Like, if you pay attention to the way people word their sentences, you can tell a lot about their talking points. You know what I'm saying? And like, yo, like I said, all of this stuff is not that creative. That's what I'm saying. You are the creative ones, but they try to tell you you got the low IQs because you are so creative. It's crazy, you know. But all right, so I'm gonna play this real quick. I'm gonna just play like 30 seconds and I'm gonna pull up your video, Bakari, and then we're gonna get to the last thing
that we covered right here on Indisputable. Black male decides to hit record on his cell phone because he has been accused of stealing. According to him, he hit record after the woman utilized the N-word. She then utilizes the N-word again, and he says, you know, I'm recording you, right? She then proceeds to tell him, well, that's against the law here. He goes home after she threatens to have him arrested, basically. He goes home. He gets a visit from police. The police take his cell phone. According to the black male, they erase all of his information and his Google information as well, Google Cloud or wherever the information was stored. Then he contacts the media. We report on it. What happens after the producers contact the police station? They send cops to his home. They're just knocking on his door. It's caught by the video. We got all the evidence right here. They leave. He then calls the police station. He says, why did you all come to my home? They said, oh, we got a warrant out for your arrest. He turns himself in the next day. We got the video for that as well. They ended up charging him with multiple felonies. And then after he went to the police precinct, after he contacted the media, they then sent him a ticket in the mail claiming that his license is suspended, contrary to the proof he provided to Indisputable. Let me highlight this story. He's a custodian at West Junior High School.
Now, I hate to play this dude videos. He's like super extra, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna lie, he do be pulling up videos from like 6 years ago, like it's new. Like, even if I use a video from an old time, I'll be like, yo, this is a video from an old time, from a long time ago, and I'm playing it for this reason, you know, and I'm not gonna act like, you know, I'm, like I said, you know, they are the enemy, so let me keep my mouth shut.
He's an Al Sharpton type. He's here in Atlanta. He's an Al Sharpton type. He used to be on the radio.
Yeah.
That's why I don't watch it too. Yeah, he's an Al Sharpton type. Whatever you think about Al Sharpton, that's the group I put him in.
Yeah, but I just played this because this is a black janitor at a school, and I do believe this story happened, you know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to put it out there, you know what I mean? But like I said, you know, he is a brother, so that's what I'm gonna say.
This is in Pennsylvania. Galvin Dudley. Mr. Dudley was arrested on December 8th for recording a conversation with another employee at the school he worked at. After he complained, a white colleague called him the N-word. Mr. Dudley was then fired.
Hey, Bobby, yo, you gotta follow my brother MG2, yo. I'm gonna put his link in the chat. Or Bakari, if you could do that, like while we on there, because I'm gonna pull your stuff up too. So, yo, I know that you will love my brother MG2. He definitely was talking about that early, a couple days ago, or a day or two ago, or something like that. But yeah, he put me onto that. But yo, you gotta listen to that brother. So yeah.
Fired. Dudley says when he told her he had just recorded the colleague saying the N-word, she threatened to have him arrested for wiretapping.
All right, yo, his story was messed up. Let me play it, man.
Let me take you to the first video of when the cops are leaving his house after taking his cell phone, according to Mr. Dudley. Here it is.
Oh, we're gonna have to come in. Who's here with you? Me and my children. Just you.
Yo, this pisses me off though. The white dude in the tie just exudes authority. They are so stupid. Like, yo, I can't even, yo, this IQ stuff, you know what I'm saying, is a joke, you know what I mean? Like, yo, it's crazy, man. It's just crazy. If you look at just the debate and the logic, you would be like, yo, I thought this person was so smart, but the stuff they're saying is just so stupid. How could somebody say that? Like, and the false authority, when you see through it, you see through it. The false authority, you know, they just like, yo, all you have to do, it's like they go to a course. If you look a Negro in the eye and you speak like you know what you're talking about, even if you don't, then the Negro will believe you, because we've been whipping them for hundreds of years to make sure that they believe us. And any Negro who didn't believe us, we beat in front of everybody, then killed them and ate them, or forced his family to eat them to make sure that, you know what I'm saying? Yo, the stuff they did was sick, bro. But like, yo, look how fake this dude is. If you can like tell, like, yo, dude don't have no confidence and he's just on some false bravado stuff right now. Like, and I'm only getting this just off the energy right now, but you know, that's me being spooked out. So.
How many kids do you have? Three. Okay, they sleeping?
Two of them sleeping, one is woke.
Well, we don't want to wake them up. Who is your wife or fiance? I don't know her relationship. Your wife?
Not here.
Okay, is she working? Or?
She's working.
Okay. All right. Well, we're gonna have to come in just to make sure nobody else is here other than your kids. But we'll sit down and talk.
All right, I'm gonna stop it, man. I'm gonna stop it. Y'all look up the story yourself. All right, janitor slap. If y'all interested in this dude, I gotta stop it here. Okay. All right, go ahead, Bakari. I'm gonna pull up yours because I want you to stay on here for the last one, Bakari. And I know you gotta go, so you gotta go. I get it, but I want you to stay on. Hopefully, it's the last one you sent. Okay, yeah. Yo, I don't know if I want to play this because I might want to play it later. Let me see. Nah, I'm just messing. I'm gonna play it. But yeah, you want to say something before I play it?
No, I was just, you know what? I believe everything that black dude said. The custodian. I believe everything. I believe everything that he said. Everything. He recorded. They took his phone. I believe all of that. Hope the brother don't have to do no prison time. What part? Where was he? Was he in Philly or he was just in Pennsylvania?
I'm not sure of the story. I get it mixed up now at this point. I was familiar with it like an hour ago, but I kind of got to let it all run together right now. He called Al Sharpton the ambulance chaser. He is, and right now there's a dude named Lee Merritt, right? And I did all of these videos. And shouts out, because family members actually hit me up from the thing like, yo, thank you for like highlighting my family story. Nobody was talking about it. And really that's been like worth it. This whole thing has been worth it because it's been several people that actually hit me up like when I talked about their family story and they were like, yo, thank you because nobody knew about it and it's been worth it. You know what I'm saying? So, but Lee Merritt, he is another one. Everybody know about Ben Crump, but Lee Merritt is on probably more cases than Ben Crump is on. You know what I'm saying? All right, so Bakari, let me play this. Did I cut you off? My bad.
Yeah, I was listening.
All right, so let me play this white chick. I don't know when exactly playing.
And then I will be right back. You're not going to be
with you wholeheartedly. What I say is ban the black man. They steal, they kill worse than any pit bull could, and they get away with it. Ban those that are making the laws. Ban Ekreleni. Ban the black man. Get all the black women and cut out their uteruses and their ovaries that they cannot procreate because they will all turn out the same because they are all the same.
Yo, Bakari, I definitely wanted to play this joint later. You know what I'm saying? This is like some stuff. I go in on white bitches to take away.
Well, you can play it again. It don't still be there. You can play it more than once.
I gotta run this joint back. But yo, Bobby, and MG2, he talks about, he's like economic brother, but he comes from a black perspective. I think you definitely would like what he says, you know what I'm saying? Definitely he's there, you know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to earn my stripes, But yeah, let me run it back a little bit.
Ovaries that they cannot procreate because they will all turn out the same because they are all the same. I'm very passionate about this. Ban them, kill them, shoot them, get rid of them because they are the problem, not pit bulls, not animals. Animals are beautiful and they deserve a warm bed, food, love, and attention, and everything else. God created those animals. Who created the black man? Do you think God? I don't think so.
Just like the Bible.
All right, hold on. I gotta run that back because I ain't even grasp what she was saying. I was like, and Nama X said the pale skin grandmothers who teach their pale skin grandchildren. Yes, it's passed down, you know what I'm saying? Ross said, you still think that they're human, you know what I'm saying?
No, I never said they were like us, Ross. They're a different type of them. They Neanderthal. Yeah, not like us. I never said they like us.
yo, bro, I think somebody has been sharing this video I did about this Hawaiian dude who killed a black person for dating his sister or something like that. And they've been coming at me because I called this Hawaiian dude Hispanic, right? And I was like, they lucky I called them Hispanic because nobody care about Hawaiian dudes anyway. Nobody know they exist, so they should be thanking me anyway. Same difference, And they've been trying to troll me and all of this stuff. I'm telling them to come on the channel, but they won't. None of them will come on the channel though. You know what I'm saying? But they've been trolling me with that though, Bakari. They like, they act like I care about what they have to say about that. But that's just funny, you know what I'm saying? What you said was reminding me of that. You said Nama X. unsubscribe from your channel. Yeah, aliens. And Raw might be right about that aliens thing, you know what I'm saying? Let me play this one more time, Bukari, because I ain't even really get it.
Making the laws, ban Ekreleni.
Dan,
Mr. I agree with you wholeheartedly. What I say is ban the black man.
And keep this in mind for the last topic, Bukari, because hopefully you can stay on. Let me just play this. I'm sorry I'm being long-winded, but
started, and then I will be right back. You're not going to be surprised at all, but take a listen at this so you can understand what I'm about to tell you.
Mr. I agree with you wholeheartedly. What I say is ban the black man. They steal, they kill worse than any pit bull could, and
now they raped you so much that they literally probably changed our DNA. They've killed millions upon. We could do a body count right now, and this goes to the last topic, about this IQ, the race gene. You know what I'm saying? I'll probably go on their channels to start trying to debate them, but they won't talk to me. You know what I'm saying? Because they know is a bunch of BS stuff they say. But these are the high IQ people that we listen to.
get away with it. Ban those that are making the laws. Ban Ekreleni. Ban the black man. Get all the black women and cut out their uteruses and their ovaries that they cannot procreate, because they will all turn out the same, because they are all the same.
Now, projection, right? We all know about projection, because they talking about cut out our uteruses while their uteruses is not even working in the first place. You know what I'm saying? But that's why they want to cut out yours, because they are really concerned about this replacement theory for real. And they think that them having less children. The white dude you remember that white dude that came on here, Bukari? He disappeared. Yo, he was like, theirs wasn't because they couldn't have children. He said because of economic reasons or something like that. You know what I'm saying? He said some dumb excuse. And they all have that same dumb excuse to why white bitches can't have kids. You know what I'm saying? And we see that Africa has a young population and black people have a young population, but that's why they want your uterus to be cut out.
I'm very passionate about this. Ban them, kill them, shoot them, get rid of them, because they are the problem, not pit bulls, not animals. Animals are beautiful, and they deserve a warm bed, food, love, and attention, and everything else.
Now notice she said a warm bed, literally. The bed they're sleeping in. Animals deserve this, and she's not lying. You can see pictures of them lynching you and doing. Do you think they'll feed a dog to an alligator, bro? Do you think they'll eat a dog? Do you think they'll lynch a dog? No, they sleep with dogs. They let them kiss them in the mouth. They love dogs. You know what I'm saying? They don't think you're an animal the same way a dog is an animal. They think you're an in-between species, right? And this is this Darwinism stuff that I would be glad to debate them, because Europeans are stupid as hell. They think evolution, they think change means better. Automatically, if something changed, it means better. They don't realize that change could mean something doesn't necessarily suit in this environment. You know what I'm saying? Like if you live on a planet with the sun, you know what I'm saying, it may not match your skin, but that's an extreme example. But this is European theory. They don't have nuance in their theory. They jump from one conclusion to the next. You know what I'm saying? This is why it's important for us to have our own scientists. We don't have to debate if the earth is flat, if we can send people in the space and to be like, well, yeah, we saw what Earth looks like. That's why you need a black NASA. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to. And I know I'm going to go ahead and say it here, you know what I'm saying? Because I know we're going to get scared, but you're going to have scientists to know how to study, you know what I'm saying, how hydrogen atoms divide so that, you know what I'm saying, they can create mass expansion, aka an explosion, aka something to protect your nation so somebody don't just run up on you. Black people are scared to talk about building a nuclear bomb because, it's evil. Humans are evil. Yo, it is what it is. Yo, the earth, the planet, the solar system, what happened, everything that it is what it is. You're gonna have to protect yourself. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry that it has to be this way, but it is, you know. Man, yo, I'm sorry, man.
God created those animals. Who created the black man? Do you think God? I don't think so.
Goddamn. Yo, Bakari, so God didn't even create us. God created everything, and God didn't even create us. You know why? Because you are that God that created everything. How about that? How about that, white bitch?
Just like the Bible says, and ye shall be hated of all nations.
Mm.
I don't even have to.
Oh, that is a religious channel now. You keep listening, you're going to hear some Hebrew Israelite stuff. I just wanted to tell you. I forgot to tell you that part. I just wanted you to hear that.
Well, as long as they don't got
But she ain't one of them crazy Hebrew Israelites, her and her husband. I would listen to her sometimes. She ain't one of them crazy Hebrew Israelites.
Well, as long as they don't preach the John Brown complex, that's the one. That's one I'm targeting right now. That's the only black mythology or black spooked out thing I'm gonna target right now. Not Christian, not Muslim, the John Brown religion. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm after right now. The white abolitionist religion. Y'all need to read that book, and I don't even want to push it on y'all because the more I get it, yo, Bobby, yo, what do you think about the Delectable Negro? Right, because it goes from like having a lot of information, but then, right, a biasness from like a homosexual perspective. You know what I'm saying? What do you think about that? You know, but anyway,
repeat some of it and so you all can understand the severity.
Not only Bobby, but I'm pretty sure Koku read that book too, The Delectable Negro. I know Bawana read that book, but it does have some like black homosexuals perspective. But yo, the rape culture, I can't even blame Frederick Douglass for wanting a white girl for like the rape culture that white dudes used to do to him. You know what I'm saying? Like the rape culture white dudes used to do to black men. Do you not understand what I'm saying to you? Like how sick the history is, the sickness of Europeans, the rape culture that white dudes used to do to black men and black boys as young as 5, 6, 7 years old, yo. Like, we're not even talking about the women in the rape culture and the jealousy from the white women to the black women and that culture. Like, all of these cultures have grown throughout history. Like, it's so sick, yo.
Severity of all of this.
Shouts out to Time to Work.
This woman is calling for black people to be deleted.
All right, that was it, Bakari. That was it. I'm gonna stop right there. So she wants black women's uteruses to be cut out.
You ain't got to stop unless you. But you going. I'm just letting you know you're gonna hear some Israelite stuff. That's all.
I'm only going after. I'm gonna skip it, Bakari, because we only going after. Yo, this is okay. So let me get to what I want to talk about before you gotta leave, Bakari. Right now, this is the dude who wrote the book that they live by. I forget the name of it right now. I'm like kind of drawing a blank, but this the dude, I think he said right here. But this that whole IQ thing, you know what I'm saying? He the dude who made the book, you know. What's the name of the book, Bobby? I'm drawing a blank right now. But he's the author of the Bible for white nationalists, you know what I'm saying, that prove that they're smarter than black people. Now listen to this, Bakari, because this is him on a channel with a young black dude who's a black conservative, you know what I'm saying, who tries to separate himself from us. But now that this IQ thing is genetic, right, and this racism is genetic, it's hard for black people to separate themselves from each other. This is what we're not getting overall, and this is a whole main theme to it I'm trying to teach, you know. Yeah, exactly. Yo, Bobby, I know you already know, man, my brother. But yo, listen to this, Bakari, and stop it whenever you want to.
And what the mainstream media cannot bring itself to report on accurately is how many of these whites who formerly were trying their best to follow the American creed of treating people as individuals. What
the American creed of treating individuals as this is cognitive. He's believing the things they say. They really believe this stuff. Like at first I thought they was just like, but how can you believe blatant lies? Like, yo, 300 years of history is just absent to them. But it's not. They really think that they did something great by enslaving us. Like they really believe this.
Follow the American creed of treating people as individuals. What proportion of those are saying, oh, give me a break, I have had it? Quit telling me this stuff about how bad whites have been. If you get that kind of blowback from a large chunk of the population, it's going to take the form of identity politics in which whites start to play identity politics. And if that happens, it's going to be a disaster.
If that happens, then Martin Luther King might get shot in the face. If white people start playing identity politics, they might kidnap you from the shores of Africa and have you work for hundreds of years. Like, yo, the delusion. They think that you started the race thing now. They are just simply victims of it. Yo, this is the delusion.
Disaster.
Everything you said.
No going back.
Everything you said in the last 2 minutes, I agree with. Okay. I think left-wing black identity politics is a disaster. I spent a lot of time on this podcast talking about it. I testified before Congress against reparations.
I spent hours and hours and hours placating to racist white boys that racism doesn't exist. Testified against Congress about black people not getting reparations because it was Negroes' fault.
Here's what I don't see. How does throwing into the mix, into the mainstream conversation, that black people are perhaps intractably, durably...
Oh yeah, my bad. Yo, Bakar, you ever heard about the bell curve?
But I don't know what it is though.
Okay, so the bell curve is basically a book to prove, is a white supremacist book to say that black people have lower IQs. Remember, I was talking about how they was like saying our athleticism, like how much more athletic than we are than them is how dumber that we are to them. You know what I'm saying? Like, you remember when I was talking about that?
Yeah, it's like genetically we're more athletic, but everything else, like intelligence and all that. Yeah, okay, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so the bell curve is basically like white nationalist Bible to justify what they do to people, right? And people like him justify the bell curve even though he's a black dude, you know what I'm saying? So yeah,
on average less intelligent than whites, going to interact with the already poisonous race relations we have in this country. I think that
let me run this back because I gotta let him play this because
conversation that black people are perhaps intractably, durably, on average, less intelligent than whites, going to interact with the already poisonous race relations we have in this country. I think that
now, even though he catered to a bunch of white dudes, now all of a sudden that they feel like you're inferior because of genetics, you know what I'm saying? Now he's like, whoa, now you're crossing the line because now you're putting me with the rest of those niggas over there. You know what I'm saying? Like somehow he's different. You know, because they're okay when you can say it was a choice. I pull myself up by my bootstraps, you know what I'm saying? Even though they have not created an institution, you know, but they pulled themselves up by their bootstraps. But see, the thing about these white boys and the acceptance that they try to get, right? They don't see you as, the white girl don't see you as an animal, but they don't see you as a human. See, Charles Darwin said, evolution. So white people are superior because things evolve, right? See, they are so stupid because they think evolving means better, right? But it doesn't. It just means different. So that you can evolve into something that's not as efficient for living, you know what I'm saying? And you develop psychopathic tendencies due to your nature, you know what I'm saying? So like, I know they're not going to come on here and talk about this stuff, but this brother here, now he got a problem because they're talking about how IQ is, and this is for y'all black Republicans out there, because remember we was talking about that. But I'm telling you, this is what y'all trying to sign up for, because we talked about Joe Biden, but we're not going to sit here and act like, we're going to go to another plantation with the Republicans.
There are ways to fight the top-down Ibram Kendi enforcement of unrealistically unequal outcomes without without talking about something that gets such
Amani Tanzan, Amani Dada
at the core of people's identity. I mean, I think Thomas Sowell has done an amazing job of this. His whole career,
I'm sorry, he had to let me run it back so he could promote your boy Thomas Sowell, Bakari. We heard a brother come on here promoting something.
Ain't none of my boy Thomas Sowell.
See, this is what I'm talking about, right? Thomas Sowell can say what the hell he want. He's probably scamming the white boys, to be honest with you, because he knows too much of history. He knows he's telling half truths to them white boys. Jesse Lee Peterson does it in an extreme way. You know, he does it in a Booker T. Washington way, right, Bakari? You know what I'm saying? So it's a little bit different. We're gonna give Jesse Lee Peterson the pass in 100 years, or people like Bakari is anyway, you know. But
you seem to be infatuated with Booker T. Washington.
Shouts out to Booker T. Washington, my brother. But yeah, let me go ahead and play it.
Thing that gets such at the core of people's identity. I mean, I think Thomas Sowell has done an amazing job of this. His whole career, he's probably written thousands of pages arguing against any kind of top-down policies that seek to enforce equal outcomes by group without ever implying that Black people on average are less intelligent than white people. I think it's possible. And
now he's talking about some genetically intelligent. Now he got a problem. Let me play
in a reasonable world. Like, you know, just saying these facts that you sort of talked about in the first 30 minutes or so wouldn't be controversial. I was like, yes, but we don't live in.
Wait, hold on, Bakari. Hey, Bakari, say something for like 2 seconds, Bakari. Hold on, give me 1 minute.
Hey, you know what, Coco? What's up, Tanzan? Look, I don't think Thomas Sowell is grifting. I think Thomas Sowell is what he is. I think everything, when you listen to him, I think he mean everything he say. Thomas Sowell wrote a book about why Marcus Garvey came up with the red, black, and green flag. And my friend showed me this book, and she was trying to explain to me what the red, black, because she said, since I was a Garveyite and I don't love other, and I'm not for other people, that means I'm against Garvey. Because she read a Thomas Sowell book, because Thomas Sowell wrote in the book that red was for the Indians, black was for the Black people, and the green was for the Irish people, because Marcus Garvey wanted all of us to come together and work together. I don't think Thomas Sowell is grifting. I think everything that he's saying, he absolutely mean. I don't think he's hustling nobody. I don't think he's doing none of that. That's who Thomas Sowell is.
I don't know, Bakari. I do think he kind of grifting a little bit because he knows, Bakari. That's why he won't debate nobody. Name one Thomas Sowell debate. If he's so smart and so many people follow him, why won't he even have a conversation? Not even a debate. Show me a conversation that he had with somebody who disagreed with him.
I don't know. I'm quite sure he done had some debates. I don't know, but I still believe. I believe that Thomas Sowell believe everything that he's saying.
Put it this way, right? Candace Owens get those setup debates, and she had more serious debates than Thomas Sowell has ever had in since the 70s, bro. Like he'd be going on those. The most he's ever had would be on like if Phil Donahue interviewed him and he asked him quote unquote tough questions. You know what I'm saying? That's the most he's ever put himself in. He ain't never talked to nobody. He was around with John Henry Clark and all of them. He was around with it's so many. He could have talked to Khalid Muhammad, debated him if he wanted to. Yo, you know how many people he could have talked to if he really wanted to prove his point and that he was so right?
So guess who he's tricking? I don't think he's tricking white folk. I think he's tricking you and Koku.
Nah, he getting
because y'all don't think because y'all don't. He has never.
Bakari, you'll recognize him if he's just doing in an intellectual way. He's Steven from Django in an intellectual way. You like, oh, who is this? Who is this N-word on this nag? You know what I'm saying? But he's just saying it. Well, who is this Negro fellow on this horse?
Do you think Steven from Django meant it?
Did it? Yeah, yeah, Steve. Yeah, that's a bad example because I think he did mean it. I think he's doing. He might be. He might have some anti-blackness in him, but I think it's more sellout than anti-black. Or it's all anti-blackness, so I can't say that. But it's more sellout. He knows what he's doing, bro. He knows too much of history because he blatantly leaves certain facts out of history on purpose. Like he knows what he's doing, bro. It's a scam what he's doing to those white people. Now that may even make it worse than him not knowing. Because if he didn't know what he was doing and out there doing it, maybe you can talk to him. But the fact that he knows, that might even be worse. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. So let me play this. This is the last video because I'm only gonna play a few minutes, not the whole video. But yo, this brother is getting nervous because he's starting to realize. Look at his head. You know what I'm saying? He's starting to realize that he ain't no different from the rest of us. Just like, you know, black people think that other black people from other places is different from them. No, bro. I don't understand why we still try to find ways to get away from this black thing. Like, this is a war that has been set on us. We did not start this war. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta defend yourself.
You say in the beginning of the book that in a reasonable world, like, you know, just saying these facts that you sort of talked about in the first 30 minutes or so wouldn't be controversial. I was like, yes, but we don't live in a reasonable world. If we lived in a reasonable world, we wouldn't have to have a military. We wouldn't have to have all kinds of things. And we would, in fact, probably have a whole different set of moral obligations to people if we lived in a perfectly
Can I say something?
world.
Can I say something right quick? He said if we lived in a reasonable world, you wouldn't have to have a military. See, the world we live in and where I see that having a military is absolutely reasonable.
Facts.
People have always had militaries forever to protect everything. We still talk about if it's a reasonable world, you wouldn't have one. No, it's reasons. We in a reasonable world, and it's reasonable to have one. It's not we as a people don't have one. That's not reasonable.
Yo, but Bakari, that's what I'm saying. And not to put Tanzan and Coco on the spot, but when you have people around that be like, theoretically, if they woke up tomorrow and stopped saying this stuff, then we wouldn't have a need for a military and everything would be all good. You know what I'm saying? You may gotta, look out for those kind of things. Because we see here with this brother, he's not gonna receive the wake-up call, but you know how when you in a relationship and somebody show you who they are and they be like, yo, when somebody tell you who they are, you gotta believe them, right? Right now, the white dude is sitting here telling them who he is, and he's still going to find ways to try to convince him to change his mind that the white dude is not who he is, and that's what we do, and that's why, I say I'm still not as hard on the coon, because he's a product of his environment, we got to destroy the environment, and then build a new environment so that we can produce new things other than the self-hating aspect of it, But yeah, here we go.
Yep.
And
Tanzan, you're absolutely right. Deal with reality. You're absolutely correct, Tanzan, because black, for some strange reason, we like to run from reality. Deal with reality. Go ahead, 4K.
Yeah, facts.
Really fear that this stuff becoming mainstreamed is absolutely the wrong reaction to the valid grievances that you were talking about. And I want to say one more thing here. We're
my boy getting nervous now that he's starting to see that real European culture, what I'm saying, real European IQ here.
Living right now in an increasing era of racial.
And Bakari, I'm sorry to keep stopping, but one last thing, right? Because if IQ was so crazy, right? They are so stupid, right? If that was true, right? Because they say, well, black people should thank us for what we did because our IQs is just so low and their IQ is just so high and they're so humanitarian that they helped us destroy our culture for our own good. But you know what they say about their IQ test? That these same shysters that they hate is smarter than them. So they should probably shut the hell up and do what the shysters tell them so that they can save them white boys if we should shut the hell up about what they do. Or somehow they can understand how none of that even matters. You know what I'm saying? But these are the high IQ people here that we love so much. But I just had to get that out. I'm sorry, yo. They bother, yo. I want to bring one of them on, but they won't talk to me.
Preferences for minorities, right? I've talked about this. The mayor of Oakland recently decided to only give checks to poor black people and not poor white people in the city. I think that is every bit as much an insult to my sense of what it is to be an American as I assume it is to yours, Charles.
Now, his American as it is to this white boy, even after the Dred Scott case.
Every bit as much an insult to my sense of what it is to be an American as I
giving money to black people for the injustices black people face is an assault to him as an American, as it is to this white boy as an American, right? And it's good old TJ, because he's gonna represent good old TJ. You know what I'm saying? Because this is the same conversation that we had. You know what I'm saying? 247 years ago, and I promise you that.
I assume it is to yours, Charles. What I have to say is that there's more to this living by the American creed of treating people as individuals than just having a legal regime of colorblindness. As important, perhaps more important, is that we promote social and psychological colorblindness.
Psychological colorblindness, right? Now, if you're colorblind, you know what I'm saying, I hope you don't have a damn driver's license if you don't know what a damn red light look like because you're so damn colorblind, right? Because we can see color, you know what I'm saying? Theoretically, anywhere in the world, I can see a black person and I can see a white person and I can see a light-skinned person, you know what I'm saying? Theoretically, right? But this dude wants to get rid of the theoretical and psychological color blindness, you know what I'm saying? Because now he's get thrown in with the rest of us N-words, because if it's genetic, it ain't nothing he can do. And this is what kills their argument. They deflate their own argument, right? Because they say, well, no matter if it's genetic, no matter how much money you have, you will still be subject to this culture because it's genetic, right? You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, the people who have the money won't be subject to that lifestyle because they have the money, you know. But it's the genetics that's keeping us from having the money. But at the same time, the people who did get the money, who have the genetics, right? The same genetics that keep them from having the money, right? I mean, see, their logic just goes down the drain, you know. But see, here he has a problem with the anti-blackness. The rest of it was cool, but now the fact that he can't get separated from the rest of us Negroes, right? Because we seem to think that Negroes are different and we all can get separated or something, you know what I'm saying, depending on where we are or what class we're in or what religion that we have. We seem to think that, you know, somehow we can be different from each other. Like somehow these Europeans who started this, you know what I'm saying, don't see us all the same. You know, I didn't say that we were all the same, and I don't care if we call ourselves black or not, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I'm not going to act like the last 700 years haven't happened. I mean, damn.
We don't add flames to the fire of tribalism. And I really worry that this is a unintended consequence.
Yo, Bobby, and I say that we feel that way, that we feel like we got to get acceptance is no different from back in the day. Like, depending on how a white dude felt about you was determining on if your child would get sold or not. You know what I'm saying? So, like, a lot of people still have that mentality today. But yo, let me keep playing. Cause I know Bakari about to get out of here. I know he about to get tired over there. I'm sorry, y'all gotta indulge me for this last part
of talking about race and IQ. And there are some reasons I think that. I mean, I saw a general social survey result that really dismayed me. And you're right to talk about Oprah Winfrey and Barack Obama. I think those achievements represent huge progress that is unpopular to acknowledge. However, at the same time, I read this from the General Social Survey, which is, I think, a very trusted polling organization. This is from 2016, so slightly out of date, but
This brother looks so scared right now. He did all this anti-black regime stuff, and now he see that he is black, and they see him as black, and he can't escape his genetic makeup. Well, even though theoretically tomorrow they could wake up and not see it anymore. Well, for the last 100 years, that has not been the case. And now this brother look a little bit worried, doesn't he? Because listen to the numbers that he's about to say about the people who feel whether you're human. Because 3/5 ain't got nothing to do with whether you're human or not. I don't get why we coming out with this new arguments. It's like crazy. Like, yo, what the hell? Like, the more knowledge that we have of history, the more conspiracies that we have on the information that we have. Like,
but probably still pretty close. This says 26%, 1 in 4 of white Republicans and 18%, almost 1 in 5 of white Democrats rated blacks as less intelligent than whites 5 years ago. It's the same percentage of white Republicans, 26, and a slightly lower percent, 12% of white Democrats said they object to a relative marrying a black person. Now, those numbers are, higher than I would.
Yo, facts and soft and stupid, right? And his argument is even softer. But that's because he's walking on eggshells, not to offend this white dude who think he's stupid because he's black genetically. And that's why he said, oh, I think it's dangerous to put in the mainstream what you really believe and feel, that I'm genetically inferior. I can get with you when you say it's a choice. I can get with you when you say racism is no longer existing. But when you say it's genetic, now I can't separate myself from the rest of these Negroes. You know what I'm saying? Now it's something I really have to deal with. So I'm going to just say, well, racist is just a concept. I'm going to say all humans are one race. I'm not going to talk about how humans are species and how different species do different things. Oh, that's like me saying, well, all dogs are dogs, but there are such thing as chihuahuas and pit bulls, you know what I'm saying? And even though they all do dog-like things, they all have different tendencies, bro. And it's crazy because, yes, your environment does have a factor. Like, if you come up, especially through most of your history, like thousands of years compared to a few hundred, and a system of a scarcity where you have to, you know what I'm saying, kill your neighbor to get, you know what I'm saying, the next thing to eat, where you had to wait for a black person to teach you how to take a bath, and before that you was throwing the baby out with the bath water, compared to somebody who had abundance, you know what I'm saying, who lived in a different lifestyle, you know what I'm saying? Even this quote unquote slavery that you like to say black people did to each other, you know, man, yo, that's a whole nother thing, man. Yo,
would have predicted if you had asked me the moment before I read that. The notion that 1 in 4 white Republicans and something like 1 in 9 white Democrats would object to a black person marrying, their daughter.
Now I can't marry a white girl. Let's see. I mean, Bakari, I don't know if you're still there, Bakari. I'm wilding out right now, but Bakari, right? 6,000 years ago, right? Some people believe the earth began 6,000 years ago, and it may have begun for a certain group of people 6,000 years ago, right? So like 6,000 years ago, and this is my theory, some brothers seen some white bitches in a cave. I know Tanzan said it was a sister, and she probably right because that science probably backs her up, but I'm still going to stick with my theory. Some brothers saw some white bitches in a cave, right? And they did what they did, and then you had birth to some new species, right? And then that species ended up slaughtering you for 6,000 years, right? At least the last 2,000 years, and you still are concerned about that species saying you can't marry their daughter. And yo, Bakari, yo, you there?
Yeah, I'm listening. I don't know why nobody concerned about marrying outside of their race, but hey, that's that's black folks thing. I don't know.
Nah, this brother might be a little bit scared, but I'm saying we ain't learned from the last 6,000 years. We're still making the same mistakes, even though Tanzan might have been right, but I don't know, man. I still think it was a dude.
That's why. That's why I keep telling you. For me, anyway, when black people, I'm gonna go back to something we said earlier when they go to talking about we such a loving people. No, I think I'm gonna say it, and I think a lot of us is some stupid people, but I don't see all that loving that they talk about black people have. We're just loving. We just love. No, that's fear. It's a cowardice. It's fear. Even when you find black people complaining because they can't marry a white woman, it's fear, it's weakness. You think other people is better than you. But to constantly say, oh, we're just a loving people, then look and see how we treat one another. No, I don't see that as loving. That's not loving. And nothing he's saying, you can look at him. Just look at him right now while he's on. You can see the fear. You can see the cowardice in his face. You can see the cowardice in his. You can see the fear on him. I don't want to make this white man mad. You can see it in him.
Yo, he got 103,000 subscribers. Look at some of this, you know what I'm saying? Look at his subscribers, you know what I'm saying? I'll put it just there for a second. Y'all can stop it and later and see the comments, but let me play some more. I'm only gonna play the white dude response, and I'm gonna stop, and then we'll get out of here, Bakari.
For white Republicans and something like 1 in 9 white Democrats would object to a black person marrying, their daughter. What bothers me the most about that is
now racism exists because I can't worry a white bitch.
Is that those numbers are the same. I mean, or the same for Republicans and close to the same for Democrats, which means in practice on the ground, people who are far less educated than you are, far less nuanced on these issues haven't been.
Now, and I'm sorry I keep stopping this, but you know how they be like KKK is a Democratic thing? That's false. KKK is an American culture. That's white culture. This is the culture they fight to uphold. This is white culture. You know what I'm saying? And this brother somehow thought that after years and years and years of kissing their ass, you know what I'm saying, somehow it's going to be different for him. But now that he got one of their messiahs up there speaking for them, you know what I'm saying? And he's trying to plead his case like, oh, yeah, I don't want to. You know why the black dudes got kicked out of MGTOW? Because every time a black dude was with a white girl, the white dudes was going in on them. You know what I'm saying? You know, all the racist stuff them white dudes was saying. I was watching all of that stuff, and I know how we think we only got the gender wars. It's just the problem is we having European problems. I'm not saying that black men and black women haven't had problems that probably date thousands of years, but European problems are not our problems. And the gender wars is European issues, you know what I'm saying? But we didn't caught ourselves up in that, you know what I'm saying? And I seen these MGTOW dudes, you know what I'm saying? And they had to go create their own because these white boys were so racist. And it's still brothers like him. And I don't think he may not be scamming. Maybe he is, you know what I'm saying? Like Jesse Lee Peterson scamming them boys, you know what I'm saying? But all I'm saying is, you see how hurt he is, because the truth is, do you think they want you with their girl, white daughters and sisters and all of that? No, they would lynch you. They just finished lynching you. You know what I'm saying? Do you think they want you in their society? They argue against multicultural societies. And as much as you think you've accepted the ways of the Englishman, and this is what we're going to be talking about, that 20, 30-year period of accepting Christianity and accepting the ways of the Englishman, you know what I'm saying? And this brother think that accepting the ways of the Englishman would have saved him, until he see that dating them white bitches is going to get him lynched just like it would have got, just like it did to Emmett Till. Because you know what? That white bitch is still alive, bro. And living peacefully.
Haven't been carefully carving conceptual distinctions because they're just average people. They really do link the two things. They link the belief that black people are on average less intelligent to the belief that to the truly racist beliefs that I don't want my relatives marrying a black person.
What the hell is Americans? I dropped them. Where's First Rifleman when you need them? Because this is him right here, right? This would be him on the screen being shocked and dismayed. Oh, they don't want us with their daughters. They think that we're dumber than. Well, they've only been practicing this culture for like 700 years, 2,000 years, to be honest with you. But the last 600, 700 years, And this dude is still sitting here acting like he's shocked. And I don't mean to keep stopping it, but I want you to see the response this white dude gave him. The white dude who made their Bible the bell curve. What the Bible is to the black community, the bell curve is to white nationalists.
And this is, to me, something you really have to grapple with. You know, the particular kind of tribal unreason in this world might be a kind of fire that you're unintentionally lighting a match on.
I think that with country.
And before I get into this, let me say, because he can't say it right now as a white dude in 2022. How dare you, you uppity Negro, dare question me on what I say about you Negroes? Or they would say N-words, but I'm going to say Negroes. But how dare you be uppity? All right, let me play it. Yo, Bakar, you still hanging in there with me, my brother? I want you to jump in.
Yeah, I'm listening.
All right. I'm
just listening.
Listen to the response this white dude gave him, right? Listen to the response.
Unintentionally lighting a match on.
I think that the country is in flames already. I think we are headed toward the end of the American project in any meaningful form. That when people talk about the 1850s all over again, a concept I laughed at a few years ago, it is no longer laughable. It's still not probable, but it's not laughable. And
now, hold on, let me stop this because I got a feeling, Bukhari, and I'm gonna go right back to it. But let me put the link in the chat because I got a feeling, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not gonna even say it because I don't want it to happen if it do happen, but I'm gonna say it if it do happen. So I'm gonna put the link in the chat. And if you got something to say, I want you to come on to the channel and prove me wrong. And if you come on here, let me know you on in the chat. But if you don't have nothing to say, you know what I'm saying, and you try to go against what I say and you don't come on, you know what I'm saying, you know, it's just irrelevant, you know, because we already know that what you say is weak and you have no argument because we already know where your points come from. And I want all of y'all to ignore it in the chat if they don't come on here, you know what I'm saying, because that's how you destroy trolls, you know what I'm saying. And I love when the trolls try to troll me because I love trolling the trolls. That's what I'm here for, you know what I'm saying? So they don't mess with me. But okay. And I'm not calling anybody a troll. I'm just saying. I just wanted to put it out there.
Hitting a match on.
I think that the country is in flames already. I think we are headed toward the end of the American project in any meaningful form. That when people talk about the 1850s all over again, a concept I laughed at a few years ago, it is no longer laughable. It's still not probable, but it's not laughable. And the thing that
now let me translate for y'all. Now, 20, 30 years ago, when they say white people is going to be minorities, it was laughable. Today, it's not laughable anymore. It's not laughable. We could be the minority.
People like you, Coleman, have to come to grips with.
What you, N-word, got to understand is,
okay. So I want to make the argument that America is not systemically racist. I want to make the argument.
I want to, you know, coon and, you know, do my tap dancing and take up for white people.
That actually America has done a pretty damn good job of, given the difficulties that multiracial societies have around the world, damn good job of dealing with this.
Now, despite us invading other people's places, it's not like we came to them. They came to us to take our cultures and our spaces. But despite how they feel that that's a detriment to them, that they have done such a good job of uplifting the world, right? That you want to coon and tap dance and say that, well, white people are the saviors of the world, actually, even though they invaded and killed everybody and took their resources. All right. And this is just me translating.
And we're about to throw all that away because it's partly Latinos, but it's mainly blacks, have decided that identity politics is as time has come. And so we are looking at not 50 years from now, but we are looking over the next couple of election cycles at the possibility of kind of irreparable abandonment of the ideal of the American creed, where you treat
of white nationalism. In a couple of generations, we are looking at the end of white nationalism, that American creed, you know. When they have presidential elections and they ask the questions, Americans this, Americans this, you know how you know that you are not considered? Because since Abraham Lincoln, from George Washington, they've had the Negro question to Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton and Joe Biden. What are we going to do with these Negroes? The Negro question. All right. And that's what he's talking about.
Cycles at the possibility of kind of irreparable abandonment of the ideal of the American creed, where you treat people as individuals regardless of race, color, and creed, and so forth. So I think that we are in a crisis. And the question I ask of you, okay, Coleman, how do I demonstrate that this is not a systemically racist country?
Okay, N-word, since you're saying that it's not racist, how do I explain the disparity of why N-words are so lacking? Look, European psychology is, if you read, I'm going to poke your eyeballs out, you know what I'm saying, cut your tongue out, kill your family members, sell your family members, you know, just torture you for the rest of your life if you read, and then come back later and say, ha, you can't read. That proves that you have a low IQ. This is European psychology, right? And this is what he's telling you. Now, if you can't prove that the last 700 years hasn't happened, now how do you explain the difference and why Black people don't have as much things, right? And this is where he goes into his IQ thing, you know.
How do I explain that you have so many fewer Black physicians than the percentage of the population would warrant, and Black engineers? So what I'm trying to say is I have this.
And oh yeah, let's forget about you know, like when we did have more Black physicians and Black hospitals, and you know, well, we did create our own societies until they tried to come in and not only try to kill us and nothing, but like build the highways through our communities and stuff like that. Let's ignore that the history that has actually happened, okay, right? So not only are we going to ignore the 700 years of, you know, crimes that we've committed, we're also going to commit the evidence that we have of the things you've done in the meantime when we've actually separated and left you alone, right? So if we're going to act like none of that has happened, how can we explain where Black people are? And, you know, this is his translation, of course.
Problem, Coleman.
Recordings just got better.
Oh, my bad.
Defending the proposition that this is not a systemically racist country, unless I am willing to talk about these two realities involving crime and involving employment and education.
Involving crime. So now you are so damn violent, right? Now we was as violent as they say that we were. What they did wouldn't have lasted a week because we would have just slaughtered them. You know what I'm saying? But Bakari, I'm sorry to tell you, but maybe our people are or did and continue. And maybe it grew to fear, but maybe that fear came from this love of inviting people to the cookout before there was a cookout. You know what I'm saying? Inviting people to the pre-cookout. You know what I'm saying? That ancient cookouts, you know what I'm saying? Spread knowledge and wisdom to the world, God. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's what backfired on you. You know what I'm saying? And of course, like the jobs that they've excluded you from, and the education, right? Because they've kept you from, you know, it's been illegal longer in this country for you to read, longer than it has been for you to go to public schools. Like, and they tell you that the fact that you, and the thing is, they say your low IQ has to do with vocabulary when they take all of your damn vocabulary. You know what I'm saying? They use all of your vocabulary and they say, well, it proves that you have low IQ because of your vocabulary. But they take all of your sayings. I dare this dude to bust out in the freestyle right now and see where his vocabulary at. So even on their standards, they still lose. You know what I'm saying?
Because otherwise, the statement is, what else can it be? It's been going on all this time. It's been going on for all these decades. We have not been making much progress by all sorts of measures in the last 20, 30 years. It has to be racism. Do you have an alternative to saying, damn it, yes, the police are going to behave differently in a community where the violent crime rate is way higher than it is in the neighborhood across town?
Now it's crazy. It's crazy, right? Of course, the police is gonna sit on George Floyd's neck for like 10 minutes and kill him because what we call crime. I know we're going to investigate your community and call it crime. We're going to ignore the murder and crime that we do, and from Wall Street to the rapes that they do. Look at violent crime, bro. Like we talk about violent crime today and say, well, what about Chicago, right? And I'm not even gonna get into that whole thing because I guess that would be considered a conspiracy theory where they was like people was coming through and like mass shooting up at the neighborhood. That's what people in Chicago was telling me. But we'll be like, well, what about Chicago? And be like, well, this black on black crime. That's the argument that he's making, meanwhile ignoring a whole war about white on white crime. I'm not gonna lie, right? You go to a black school, a black person may go to another black person and be like, oh, well, he had beef with him and he shot that black dude. I have heard that story before. But you know what? I feel safe in a black school, that a black person gonna come to that school and shoot everybody in the goddamn school, right? That's white culture. They're gonna shoot everybody in the damn school, right? So you got like 50 bodies to 1. Do they really want to do a body count throughout history or not? Right? And they talk about this violent gene. Like the stuff they say, how can you sleep at night? Like these are the conclusions I can come to peacefully and be able to sleep at night, and say they have a low IQ and all I have to do is put on a tie and talk with the King's English that we beat into everybody and say if they don't speak it properly, they're dumb. You know, it's crazy psychology, but you got to familiarize yourself with that psychology. I suggest everybody listen to them right-wing dudes, you know what I'm saying, talk about white nationalism and their plans. Some of them is talking about like seceding for the country because of, you know what I'm saying, whatever. But
yes,
I remember they did that when I was in Texas. When I used to live in Texas.
Say that again, Bakari.
I remember they did that when I used to live in Texas. When I used to live in Texas, they did. They went up in some mountains in Texas, and they said they wanted to secede and make their own. We were gonna be the Republic of New Texas. Them motherfuckers had guns. They had everything standing in. They was up there for a minute. They had a standoff with the damn government, with the police. Tell me, bring your military. And they bought a little bit more military than they can handle. Then they stopped talking about fighting. I think they took a couple tanks. Then they stopped talking about fighting. And
but
if I remember correctly, nobody went to jail though.
But while we playing, you don't think they stockpiling guns and stuff like that? And not even, well, we definitely included. They want to rain war on the world to restore white power structure. You know what I'm saying? They want to maintain the system that they have, you know, and they are really out there stockpiling guns. And that's a fact.
It's too many. There's too many black people think of reasons why not to have anything to protect themselves, protect their community, and that's what I want more black people to get into. Yeah, you're gonna need more than guns. You need food, you need it, but god damn, if you ain't got no guns, ain't got nothing, you can't protect nothing that you have. And of course, they are stocking up. You know, I always ask this question, like, do you have a gun? Man, when they go to shoot, there's more black women willing and ready, right? That have more ammo than black men. And we have to get past that. We really have to get past, like, what's the guy? I'm gonna say his name. Remember the dude, Duke, we were having a conversation. He's a pacifist. If something happened, he'll come to my house and I'm gonna protect him and his family. Like, dude, you a man. How you gonna get to my house if you ain't got nothing? Why you want to depend on another man to protect you and your family? You should be saying, me and this dude gonna fight together, and we ain't gonna just protect our family. We gonna protect each other, and we gonna protect our community if something happens. But it's too many of us think of reasons. It's too many of us thinking of reasons to stay away from what the dude put in the chat, Black Power, right? We have to understand Black Power. It ain't something that we have, it's something that we're in search of. But if we are not willing to defend whatever we build, even if we take our communities back, or once we take our neighborhoods back, and we continue to support the Black Business Challenge, and we take it back economically, then we take it back politically, and we take it back socially. You understand? So if you don't have nothing to protect it, you can't. Yeah, Raw. That's what I'm saying. You got to fight like them, because it's however Black people been fighting, Raw, with the prayers and whatever else, it ain't been working. So yes, sometimes you got to do what they do. Yeah, you got to fight like them. If you ain't got, because obviously what they created was able to defeat what we had and keep us in position. Yes, you got to fight like them. It defeated bows and arrows. It defeated the spears. So yes, that's what I'm saying. Go ahead, Forecast.
All right. So I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm only gonna play a few. I don't know how long ago, but
trained as physicians or as nuclear physicists and so forth in the same proportion. I can't emphasize this too strongly. It has to be conjoined with the moral obligation to judge people as individuals. And
the moral obligation. And they really feel like they have this moral thing. Like, I don't know where the hell this morality comes from. Like, are they serious? I don't even know how they can say that with a straight face. How he ain't bust out laughing right now when he talked about morality. Because they be like, yo, we stopped slavery around the world, right? But slavery was not what Europeans did. And the proof of that, right? Because it wasn't even the same when it first started here in this land. You know what I'm saying? They grew to the disgusting, nasty, savage, barbaric things that they did. And they have the nerve to say anything about morality. And they really feel like that. You know what I'm saying?
And here's, we both have an ample number of things that we can say to each other about this is real and this is harmful. The reality of aggressive affirmative action, which nobody wants to say is, but everybody kind of knows. Whites widely consider that anytime there is a new Black face in the office, that's an affirmative action hire. That's the default assumption. And once they prove that they are really good at their job, nobody is more ecstatic at finding that out than white colleagues are. Whites don't like the idea of their just instinctive reaction is this person's an affirmative action hire.
Oh, so they don't like the fact that they're racist. They just happen to do it. They just don't like it. Okay.
But that's there because the policy reality out there is that means a lot of people are in their positions only because of the color of their skin.
Now, he's right. A lot of white bitches got their job because they was white bitches. That is true. You know what I'm saying? Because they benefited the most from this affirmative action. But you see the, right? Man, the whole thing with the jobs, but they're trying to say the only reason why you N-words got jobs is because you're Black. Although they created unions to keep you out of it to make sure you don't get a job. But now the fact that you get a job, they blame it on this quote unquote affirmative action, even though it benefits. Who also benefits? Shysters, you know what I'm saying? Because they didn't shysted the system. White bitches, they didn't shysted the system. White bitches and shysters, you know what I'm saying? White bitches, the most dangerous creatures in the universe. Shysters is right there, though.
That's poisonous. That's poisonous at a level. Well, here's the contrast I draw in the book. The white elites look around at their situations.
Yo, Shanika Ford, what up? Yo, it's been a minute. How you doing?
And they say, hey, my Black colleagues at work are really very good, and they're just as smart as the whites are, and my Black neighbors are as helpful and cooperative and good company and honest as anybody else. Okay.
See, this is where they cut their own argument. This is where they cut the genetic argument, because genetically, it's no way possible that all of their neighbors and coworkers who do a good job would do this if it was a genetic issue, even though he's arguing it's a genetic issue, right? But he's one of those high IQ people, so what do I know?
black colleagues at work are really very good, and they're just as smart as the whites are. And my black neighbors are as helpful and cooperative and good company and honest as anybody else. Okay, that's the reality of their situation, because guess what? Elite neighborhoods, first place, have very small minority population.
Hey, yo, Bakari. Yo, Big Cap, yo, I want you to come on here. I put the link in the chat for you because I knew you was going to come on here, but I'm pretty sure you wasn't going to come on here when you heard what I was saying. You know what I'm saying? I knew you was going to come on here like, oh, and say something different. And that's why I stopped and said all the stuff that I said. And I wanted you to come on here, but generally they don't come on here. You know what I'm saying? I don't cut people off. I don't stop them from saying what they want to say. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, generally they do head out. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Bakari, but that's what I was saying. Like, that's, and not to call that person a troll, because they obviously did not troll. So shouts out to that person, you know, and I got a shouts out to that person for not trolling. But I felt the energy in the air, you know what I'm saying? And I knew what it was. And that's why I put the link in the chat so you can come on. I start all of everything that I have ever said about any of this stuff. I hope that I'm wrong about all of it. The problem is that, unfortunately, it don't look like I am. Because if I'm wrong about all of this, then I can just go mind my business and live my life like everything is good. But unfortunately, you know, it looks like this last 700 years have happened and we can't ignore it. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, I'll be looking for people to come on here to disagree, but they don't ever come on here. You know what I'm saying? And I can't turn it down so they do come on here, but it is what it is. But yo, if you got different opinions, you was definitely welcome to come on here and try your luck, you know what I'm saying? Because I hope I'm wrong, you know what I'm saying? I hope I'm wrong, and that's the difference, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people go on trying to prove they're right. I hope I'm wrong about all of this stuff, but it's just a lot of evidence that shows I'm not, you know.
And secondly, the members of the minorities who are in those neighborhoods are there because they can afford to be there. And if they can afford to be there, they're part of the same culture. What about the black cop in Queens who's raising his family in a mixed race neighborhood in Queens, where the reality of his experience is that
yeah, Raw, you could tell the energy, bro. You could tell the energy when somebody come in here like, oh, I just came in here, I just saw the stream live. That's what people say when they come in, usually to troll, you know what I'm saying? But you probably heard what we was talking about, and he can't really say nothing. And then like the facts and the information, it'll only make you look crazy, you know what I'm saying? Because people can tell who they can deal with and who they can't deal with, and they won't come over here. And I wish they would. Only that white dude that time tried to come over here, and I gotta give him credit for trying, I guess. But yo, I wish they would. You know what I'm saying? Like, prove me wrong. Like, that's why I be trying to challenge y'all, because like I don't want to debate y'all, but and Bakari probably sleep right now. You know what I'm saying? But yo, Bakari, you there?
Yeah, but I'm about to go to sleep.
Yo, did you see that just now?
What the dude put up there? Yeah, I see that.
Yo, you see he didn't come in here?
He probably got a white woman.
Yo, they don't come in here. Yo, I wish they would.
Woman, she probably white.
Yo, is it scary? Do it seem scary or something?
Yeah, because he said this ain't his fight.
Yeah, I know. That's the people who usually come on here, though.
I can pull. He say he was in the back, Forecast. You didn't see him. He said he'll pull back up. Go in the back then.
Oh, yeah, come back up here. Yeah, come on here, bro. And let me know when you're in the chat. I'll keep
most of the kids at the bottom of the class.
Come back on here, bro. If that's the case, you know what I'm saying?
Take your screen down so you can see him.
All right. So, all right, y'all get the point of this. I was going to close after that, but I'll give him a minute to come on here. All right, there you go. Yo, Big Cat,
Yo,
what up?
What up, bro?
What up, bro?
Nothing much, man. Hey, I ain't no troll. Like I said, I was sitting on here going through the live part when you hit the option or whatever to see who's live, and I just pulled up. I ain't no troll. My wife is black, bro. What you talking about? You faded a nigga all wrong, bro.
No, I said, yo, shouts out to you for not trolling though. So yeah, I wasn't wrong about that. I thought you was gonna troll, I did. But I was like, shouts out to you for not trolling. You was like, I'm a roll, you know what I'm saying? But she was like, I disagree. What you disagree on?
Nothing. I was just listening to what y'all was talking about, and I was like, well, hey man, some of that stuff it just don't sound right to me, should I say? And I was just
I'm
like,
asking
damn,
you.
bro, y'all
I know. I'm
y'all was
asking you
like
what didn't sound right though.
nothing. It's just like y'all talk about like I guess I'm just
Nothing.
talking from the chat perspective, like all the schools and all this and all that or whatever. And I was just like, all right, cool. If
So
that's how y'all feel,
all the schools and all of that is wrong.
I guess so, bro. It's people out here who making it from going to school and stuff. So what are y'all trying to say about that?
It's people who's making it from going to school. What are you talking about, bro?
They living better than they was after they finished school. The school system is set up for you to fail and all this and all that. I was just like, all right, whatever.
No, bro. I'm talking about public educational systems, bro. Like public school systems. You saying public school system is set up for people to win?
Yeah, depending on what you're going to school for.
No, it's public education school. Like you go to school for everything, like math, science, social studies, history, public school systems.
But if you pass to the next grade, that means you did something right, correct?
Bro, it's people that graduate high school that don't even know how to read, bro.
Okay, I'll give you that.
I mean, yeah. I mean, so I don't even know what you're trying to say though. So like schools, I don't know what you because the people who graduate black schools and Bakari will take off for you with the HBCUs if that's what you're talking about. You're talking about HBCUs, which I know you're not, you know. So I'm not sure what you're trying to say here.
Then it's all good, bro. Like I said, I wasn't trolling or nothing, bro. I just wanted to.
Yeah, shouts out to you
I
for
don't
that.
mind pulling up. I ain't scared to pull up or nothing like that.
No. Shouts out to you. Shouts out to you for not trolling. Shouts out to you for that, brother. And I can
And
tell you,
whoever said I got a white wife, man, let them niggas know, bro. My wife's black. Don't play with me, bro.
You sure
That was me who said that.
You sure she
Okay,
ain't
cool. Just so you know, my wife black, bro.
You sure she ain't Latino, bro?
Nah, nigga, she all the way.
I was just messing with you. I'm trying to get
I
you
know,
to
I
say
know.
what you just. I'm trying to get you to say what you disagree on, my brother. Yo, shouts out to you, Matron. I'm trying to get you to say what you disagree on. That's what I'm saying. Shouts out to you for not trolling because you was like, yeah, I'm not with the. And you was leaving. That's why I was like, yo, shouts out to. That's why I stopped and said, shouts out to you for not trolling. You know what I'm saying? Normally people will come in and troll. You know what I'm saying? And you hopped on. People would normally do that. But what I'm trying to get you to do is say you had a disagreement. But then you ultimately agree with me about the school systems, you know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to figure out what is, because I know that you are going to say you're against that whole pro-black stuff, right?
Nah, I just don't care like that, man. Like, I don't feed into it because it's like, man, dude, you just gonna wear this down. Okay, what's next? Who gonna do something to move something? And then I hate when people say community, and it's like, all right, cool. Say I'm a regular dude, bro. You can't even walk to this community to help people without being pressed. And it's like, man, why even bother?
Why even bother like helping black people?
And helping period. I ain't gonna say black people. Helping period.
Helping people, period.
Yeah.
I mean, so I mean, what are you gonna do? Like just like watch TV and just like watch movies and stuff like that?
No, I'm gonna continue to get my money and stay out the way.
Oh, you're gonna continue to help and just stay out the way.
I get my money for my household and stay out the way.
Okay. I'm not really sure. I mean, if you say you're gonna stay out the way, you know, that's cool. But you know, ultimately you still aren't in control of no institutions, no matter what you do, you know what I'm saying? If you just stay out the way, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I don't know why you just ain't watching like I guess the football game went off by now. So I mean you was just watching that, I guess.
No, I'll just be fucking around on YouTube. So it's like, what's wrong with staying out the way?
Nothing. I'm just don't. I mean, you can stay out the way if you want to, but you're gonna stay a slave. You know what I'm saying? That's all.
How? How? I work for myself. I don't work for no white person. So how am I a slave?
You don't work for no white person?
No, I don't.
Okay, you don't pay no taxes either?
Yeah, I pay taxes. I have to because I have a business.
I'm saying why? Like, who's saying that you have to pay taxes because you have a business?
Man, come on, bro. Let's just be real about it. Everybody paying taxes. Stop playing. Like, I ain't gonna be rude. Look, everybody
Be
has.
rude. No, be rude. I'm trying to get you to turn up. I'm trying to get you to like. You can. I'm not gonna take offense to anything you say, bro. I'm trying to get you to come out and say like what you like disagree with. I know you got like some like, oh, I don't care about that black stuff, but I know you're trying to be respectful, and it's all love, my brother. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no disrespect and nothing like that. But you say,
This
you
nigga,
can say everything you want to say. You know what I'm
this
saying?
nigga, what's that? Namer X, the corner man, bro. People are funny, but anyways, I ain't on no corner. But no, I'm just saying, bro. Everybody pay taxes. If you ain't paying taxes and you just getting your money, then fine, do your thing, bro.
Now, okay, so you paying taxes now. Do you have representation?
Yeah,
Who's your representation?
myself.
You are not a representative of yourself, my brother. You ain't going to. I'm pretty sure. Well, when the last time you went to a school board meeting? If you're a representative of yourself, you
Only
got
when
kids.
my yeah,
You
I
got
got
kids. Do
yeah,
they go to public schools?
they do.
And you, when the last since you represent yourself, when the last time you went to a public school meeting?
Whenever it's called for us to go to one for our kids.
I'm saying, when the last time when was the last time one was called for you personally to go for your kids personally?
I couldn't even tell you.
And okay,
What they got to
did you
do with
go? So
anything?
did you go when that happened?
Yeah, but I'm saying like, what they got to do with anything though?
Dude, if your kids is going to a damn school, you might want to realize what they're teaching them, right? What if they're teaching them some LGBTQ stuff? You know what I'm saying? What if they got that in the curriculum? Would you be cool with that?
Man, bro, long as I'm saying
Or,
like this,
or you gonna say they don't do that kind of? So tell me right now, they don't put that kind of stuff in the curriculum.
they don't.
They don't put that kind of stuff in the curriculum.
At my kids' school, I can't speak
Okay.
for other people's kids' school. At my kids' school, they don't.
Okay. I thought you was what do they put in your kids' curriculum?
Man, your basic learning shit. Other than that, though, like what else is it?
The answer is
What
I
else?
don't know, bro.
What else is it that like? What is it that you trying to do? That's what I'm asking. Like, what's the business though? Like,
Okay, you know what I'm trying to do personally? Okay, right now in Lawrence, Alabama, right? They having a water crisis. And I tried to raise enough money to go down there and help somebody get a septic tank, you know what I'm saying? In a
okay.
predominantly black town, you know what I'm saying? So that's one thing that I'm trying to do. So
And you said it was where at with this water stuff?
in Lawrence County, Alabama.
So
Lowndes County,
why not
Lowndes
Flint?
County, Alabama.
Why not Flint? They was first.
Well, you could do Flint. I mean, Flint wasn't first. Flint, this been going on for 30 some years. You know what I'm saying? Flint, all is a million things, but why not Flint? Why do you have something going on in Flint? I'll support you.
No, I don't have nothing going on in Flint, but my wife's family is from Detroit, so
Well,
I'm
you
thinking
asked me
about those
what.
people up there.
Okay, well, you asked
I
me
didn't
what
know
I.
nothing about the Alabama people having the water shit going on.
Well, yeah, it's tend to be a lot of black communities have water ish going on. You know what I'm saying? And I'm only
Okay.
saying that because kids listen. You know what I'm saying? So
My
you can
bad
say
for
whatever you
cussing,
want.
man.
No,
My
you
bad
are
for
you.
cussing.
No. Don't no. You feel free. You can say anything you want to. I just saying like kids listen, so just keep that in mind. But I'm just saying like these are black community. You said what am I on here trying to do? Like, well, I'm trying to get enough people fired up enough to be like, well, like, oh, well. Do you agree black people need to pull ourselves up by our bootstraps?
Yeah, I did.
You did?
Yeah.
And what?
What's wrong with that? Pull yourself up. What's wrong with that? Like honestly, what's wrong with that? Everything can't be no handout, bro.
A handout?
Yeah.
Well, everything for everybody else was actually a handout, you know what I'm saying? But I'm saying that's why we're on here, so that we can build stuff in our own communities. But you're saying, what is the point of that? Why should I do any of that? If we're going to build up our own community, because even though you're not really putting so much in it, I'm still gonna cut you, my brother, because you know what I'm saying? You're saying, okay, why would I should do anything? But you're also saying we need to pull ourselves up by our bootstraps. You're saying, why should I go to our school's thing? Because we aren't going to do anything. But we also got to pull ourselves up by our bootstraps. That's why we're here. You know what I'm saying? So why aren't you out there doing something for the people in Flint, since we got to pull ourselves up by our bootstraps then?
Cause I'm
up
helping people where I live. I don't
okay,
live.
Okay, shouts out to you for that. If you helping people for where you live, I ain't gonna hate on that. my brother, I'm trying to get you to see what you like disagree on. So like, okay, so we need to pull ourselves up by our bootstraps. So you agree that black people need to be doing more, right?
Yeah, if not for the collective, at least for yourself.
Okay, so do you think black people should be doing more for the collective though?
That's a tough one to answer. Straight up, that's a
It's
tough one to
not
answer.
tough. The answer
It
is yes
is.
for me. The answer for me is yes. It's not tough for me.
Nah,
Black
bro,
people,
because most of the collective don't care about what the individuals is doing.
most of the collective don't care about what is the end of. You just said you don't do anything because what's the point?
I know, like I said, like you could go into these hoods and neighborhoods and try to help, and it's like, bro, I'm trying to help you more than you trying to help yourself.
Wow. Okay, my brother.
Am I wrong?
Yeah, you are. You definitely
How?
wrong. 100% wrong, my brother.
How?
Because first of all, you sat there and said, "Oh, I don't do anything because what's the point?" You know what I'm saying? Second of all, if you helping people to get something to eat, I doubt they're gonna be like, "Oh, I'm not gonna," you know what I'm saying, help you, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, people be expecting people just to follow them just because, you know what I'm saying? You ain't like, and I'm not saying you, I'm saying us as general when I say
I know
you
you
know.
just talking. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm saying we don't do things as a collective. We don't think in the collective mindset. We think on the individual mindset. So then you'll have people like Deion Sanders be like, well, forget the HBCUs. Let me go fit in with these white dudes because we have so many brothers that have this individual mindset. But as long as you be an individual, you'll always be a slave in a system, bro.
So was anybody trying to help that man? Like, I'm speaking on Dion. So was anybody trying to help him with his finances, what he got going on in his household?
What
Yeah,
do
I'm
you mean
pretty
was anybody? Hold on. What do you mean was anybody trying to help him with his finances?
Like
'Cause
with his money, it's a money play, bro. Like he went the best option. So was anybody gonna try to compete to say, hey, look, don't leave, bro. We'll give you this if you stay here. At the end of the day, it was a money play. So
so as long as
was any black colleges offering more money than what the other schools offered?
no, because they don't have the money. Because when you talk about handouts, they don't get the handouts because you said everything ain't about a handout. So they
And
don't
that's
get the
true.
same. Just wait a minute. So they don't get the
And then
same government handouts that the white colleges get. So no, they didn't have the money.
But then that's also a play on black people too, because a lot of people say all these schools be mismanaging the money. So come on,
Well,
bro.
okay, you know what? I'm glad you said that because you sound because now you're really getting into it, right? Good. So Colorado don't have the money to pay him since you mentioned since that we talking about they came out and said they don't even have the money to pay him. And then a week later they came out and said they just lost $120 million in investments. So is that mismanagement of money by the white folks then?
Hell yeah, if they ain't got the money to pay them, especially if they made a promise to say, I'm gonna pay you this if you come over here, that's a fail on their end too.
But let me show you some big cap because you just concerned about who making the most money. You just concerned about
Hey,
one person.
hey, Big Cap is his name, bro. No, I'm just joking.
Let me show you some big cap. You say because he got the most money, they offered him the most money. But watch this. He helped his son start a media company called Well Off Media. When he first took the job and when they first went to Colorado, they was happy to have him there for that first week. But as soon as his season was up with Jackson State, did you know? Because at JSU, he was able to keep everything from his media company, anything that he sold, any recordings that he did, he had complete control of that. Well, he took the most money because it's just about Deion making the most money. It's just about one person. So he got the most money, but then in order for him to get that job, his son lost control of his complete media company. In order for him to do media at Colorado, he has to work under Colorado because they said his son don't fit the image that they're looking for. But Deion got the most, so since he got the most money, that's okay, right?
As long as he back his son up with that money, yeah.
So as long as so it don't make a difference that HBCUs had helped his son in Jackson State that helped his son build a media company that was making right at $1 million a year. His son, but then because of his dad, but then you go somewhere else and your son lose control of your media of his company. It's okay because my daddy making money. Do that really make sense to you, dude?
I'm saying if he put that money that he's receiving back into his son, what's wrong with that?
What put it back into what? He don't have a media company. He didn't fit their image. He lost control of it. He can't even be there recording his daddy and sending out stuff of his daddy because he don't fit their image. So put it back into what?
Into his son.
Into what? His son company failed because he took that job. So I'm asking again, put it into his son how?
Whatever his son want to do.
He had a media company.
Cool, and that failed. That failed because he left and
Hey,
did
Bakar,
something else.
don't get emotional, Bakar.
I'm not getting emotional, but what he's saying
He's not
doesn't.
emotional. He just asking a question.
I know.
And if he can put that money, since that failed, since you left and that failed for your son, you made your son take a L. So in turn, with that money you just got, reinvest that into your son.
Into his son, what? Media company?
Whatever.
So let
I
me
don't
ask
care
you a
if it was
question.
all cars. Nigga, reinvest that to your son, bro, because he sacrificed for you. Which in
Okay,
turn,
cool.
your parents supposed to sacrifice for you, but your son sacrificed, you know what I'm saying, his stuff. So in turn, nigga, do the right thing and give back to your son.
Dude, what you saying, right? I'm being honest. What you saying really don't make sense. Cause
How not?
So
I
so
moved, son. Look, you was here, and you had the control of all this right here. This school offered me this, I took it, which in turn made you lose your stuff. All right, cool. We're going here. Once we get there and the funds is here, I'm gonna reinvest this back into you to go do something else or the same thing somewhere different. If it has to be within the school, fine. But we still gonna find a way to make it work out for us at the end. If not, go start something new, and here go all the bread to fund that. That's what I'm saying.
So as long as somebody can give you a couple dollars, you're okay. That's what it sounds like you're saying. As long as you make money, don't worry about nothing else. Cause I made this money, and I can just give you this money. And ain't nothing wrong with giving your kids money.
You just
But,
said it was though.
No, I didn't. But do you think?
Because you said, "Oh, they can just give you money." That's what you said, bro.
No, I said they can just give you money, and then everything gonna be okay as long as you got money. But the problem with that is, his son started his media company back in 2015.
Okay.
His media company really wasn't making no money until his daddy went to an HBCU, Jackson State University, who allowed him to control everything, who said he could keep all the money, who didn't take no money from his media. You could sell whatever you want from your media, and you keep all of the money.
And
So
that was
now,
all through Jackson State, correct?
now,
So basically, that was all
wait,
through the school, though, right?
Big Cap. When you talk, I
Go
don't say
ahead.
nothing. So let me finish.
Go ahead. My bad.
So now I'm gonna take a job, and I'm gonna say, you know what, son, you gonna lose this, and this. Go find something else you want to do, even though you've been doing this for 7 years now, because this is what you really want to do, and you were in a position to make some money. But because, and by the way, because you said what black folks offer, and black folks you was making a lot of money off working with black folk and being loved and respected. But some white folks gave me this much money, so I don't even care about you losing yours and caring about what you want to do right now, because it's all about me. So I'm gonna just give you some money and tell you, son, go find something else to do. Do that really make sense?
Only if I'm paying for his school. Hell yeah. Did
What do you
his
mean if
son
you
get
paying for his
scholarships?
school?
Did his son have
His oldest
scholarships to
son
go
is
to school for free?
his oldest son is not in school.
So he's not the one who had all this production stuff. He wasn't in school.
No, that was his job. He had a media company.
Okay, cool. My bad. I didn't know that because I don't keep up with sports like that, and especially not Dion them. So like, my bad. But
since that, so I'm saying,
but
so that's okay. That makes sense. I'm just asking, do that part make sense?
for the family, yeah, if it's a sacrifice, you gotta make sacrifices for your family, bro.
So it's okay for the white folks to tell your son, well, I took a job at, you don't fit our image.
Yeah, it's not
Oh,
his.
okay. Well,
It's not his.
hey, what's the purpose of this conversation?
It's
Hey,
not
hey,
his, bro.
hey,
Like,
nah.
help me explain. Like, help me understand, bro. Cause I don't know it all. So help me understand. It's not his. So what he gonna go in this? Oh man, y'all said that about my son. It don't fit your criteria. What you trying to say? Like, it's not yours. If you don't like it, go somewhere else. Or would you rather he stayed at Jackson?
He can do what he want to do, but the fact of the matter is, when nobody else would give him a job, that was the best place for him because nobody else thought he was good enough to be a coach. And then not only did you make money, we set your son up, and your son was making a lot of money.
Okay.
But now that you leave your son, it's okay for your son. It's okay for people to cause your son to lose what he has worked so hard for 7 years, building and promoting. It's okay for some white people because they decide to give you some money. It's
Hey,
okay for those people to tell your son the image that image don't fit us. And if he do a video, he have to run it through their media to make sure it's okay. And this everything I'm saying coming from his son, right? They have to say it's okay, and they can get a percentage of it up to 90%.
hey,
Does
I
that
got a
make sense?
question. You said his son didn't go to school, right?
I
You
said he
said
went
what?
at school at Jackson State. I don't know what college he went to. When he's the oldest son, I don't know what college he went to.
So
I
basically,
don't.
this a grown man that's not attending college, right?
It don't make a difference. No, that's his son. That is his
Not.
son.
So his son could have stayed at Jackson then. Why his son had to go where his daddy going? Son, you grown. You could have stayed here and
See,
kept on getting your money.
and that's the problem. That's a problem with black families right there. Because my
How?
son,
This man is grown.
that's a problem. That's a problem with some black parents because my son is 24 years old.
Yep.
I think so son, forget you now.
You
Even
know,
though
hey,
we
what?
had
Come
all this
on, bro.
together. So no, that's what you just said.
Come
So
on, bro. Nah,
forget
bro.
you
You,
now,
you
son,
took my words
because
all
you
out of
are
context.
24. You still a young man. It's okay for me to put myself in a position and bring you on and cause you to lose because I said you was gonna come with me and we gonna help your media get bigger. So now I come here and I cause you in your business almost $1 million a year because of my selfish wants.
Got you. And he was wrong for that. So, and again, he could have said, "Nah, daddy, I'm staying here. I feel like this the move for me." You're grown first and foremost. So, daddy, I'ma holler at you later. Go do your thing over there. I'ma hold it down right here. The way everybody been speaking on it, well, this is my first time hearing about his son and all that media stuff from him on his side. But everything else, it was like, nah, daddy, you go ahead and do your thing over there. I got this right here. He didn't have to
And that's
follow him. He didn't have to follow him, bro.
and
Hey,
that's another
How is that a
problem with black
problem,
people.
though?
We
How is
don't
that a
think
problem?
black people don't think they should have loyalty to anything. I don't have to be loyal to my daddy because I am this age now. I don't have to be loyal to my son because they offer me this much money. So anyone that's not loyal to their father, or a father that's not loyal to their son, you damn sure won't be loyal to nobody else because we saw how they left, saw the decision that was made. And those are the type of people I don't want to, because the only thing they are loyal to is to their selfish needs and greeds. I got mine, figure out a way to get yours, even if it's your son.
Wow. Okay, cool. I'll let you have it, bro. I'm not gonna argue that. But like I
Hey,
said, because I didn't know his son was involved in all that right there. I thought it was solely Dion leaving or whatever. Like I said, whatever. But that's crazy how you could
No,
say a
I'm
man
not
ain't loyal
arguing
to
with
his
you,
son
bro. I'm
because
gonna say it like
he
this, man. You
don't
sound like
like
you're a
it,
little
whatever.
younger than me, so I want you to know I am not arguing with you. We're holding a
hey, that brother,
conversation.
that brother 43, Bakari. No, I'm
He
joking.
said,
No, I'm
That dude ain't
how
even
old
in his
is
40s.
Bacardi?
You not in your 40s, are you, Big Cap?
Hell no.
Big Cap is in his late 20s or early 30s. So I just
Nah,
want you to
bro.
know, Big Cap, I'm not arguing with you. We were just holding a conversation. I don't want
That's
you to think I was arguing.
Hey,
no,
Big
you not.
Cap. Hey, Big Cat, I do gotta, on some real stuff though. I got shouts out to you. I appreciate you coming on here, like mad respectful, like yo, and I want people to come on here and like disagree and all of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? But I do gotta say this though. You know what I'm saying? You did live up to your name, Big Cap. You know what I'm saying? All day, every day, my brother. So, shouts out to you, my brother.
That's cool, bro. Appreciate you letting me up. I just wanted to show I wasn't no troll. I wasn't on no bullcrap.
Now you was trolling a little bit. It was professional trolling though, so I can respect it. You know what I'm saying? Even though you didn't even respond to my trolling just now, but it was still low level professional trolling.
If
But
that's what you
if
want
you get a little bit
that's
more
what you want to call
information,
it, bro.
if you get a little bit more information with your trolling, then it'll make it more effective. You know what I'm saying? Then you'll be able to disagree with me and make it fun. You know what I'm saying? But you just gotta do a little bit more studying, and then like right now you little Cap. You know what I'm saying? Then you'll be Big Cap once you get enough information. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, well, Big Cap, let me say this to you, man.
No, all respect, my brother. I'm just playing with you, bro.
I
Hey,
know.
Big
Go ahead.
Cap,
Go
don't
ahead.
don't be scared to come back through. It's okay to disagree, long as we brothers at the end and we can work towards something. And I can help you understand what we are talking about. It ain't about trying to completely change you. You running your own business, you making your money. That's a good thing. You say you married to a black woman and you got kids. That's the first step right there. You already done that, right? So I'll just come back and we can talk. It ain't about me arguing with you or anything like that. We were just holding a conversation. So, but you
Now,
should come back through sometime, man. We
now,
can learn.
Bakari, he came on here to troll, but he just wasn't ready. He got a little bit nervous when it was showtime. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, this nigga funny. He keeps saying I was nervous, bro. If I was nervous, I wouldn't have pulled up.
Nah, I'm just messing with you, bro. I'm just messing with you, bro.
But y'all be
I
great.
appreciate you though.
I ain't gonna hold the line, bro. Y'all be great. We'll see. I might pull back up.
We about to get up out of here though. So yeah, I appreciate you for coming on here though, for real. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm glad you came on here and like Shanique said, like you came on here and said your piece with your chest, and I appreciate that. I want more people to come on here, and you don't gotta bite your tongue, you know what I'm saying, and say what you want to say. If you want to disagree with me, I want you to prove me wrong, because Bakari fail all the time, so I'm looking for new competition, you know what I'm saying? So
Big Cap, don't listen to that. He don't ever win when he try me. Don't listen to that. But Big Cap, for real, you should come back through, Big Cap. Like I said, you already got the first part right. Black man, black wife, black. You already got the first part right, running your own business. You already you on your way there. What we talking about anyway?
Nah, bro. What y'all talking about? I don't lean deep into that. Like I said, man, I hit the live button. Y'all popped in my algorithms, and I just clicked on it.
But you agree with everything we said, like when we got down to it. That's why I was trying to get you to disagree. You know what I'm saying with me.
The disagreement is it ain't no disloyalty if I leave my pops and let my pops go and I stay here. My disagreement is it ain't nothing wrong with leaving JSU to go over here. I don't see nothing wrong with it. But I'm not gonna argue it. It's like it's pointless in doing that. They don't get nowhere.
No, but you are like, because you cut your own point. You say we should pull ourselves up by our bootstraps, but at the same time, you say, I don't. But at the same time, you say I don't see nothing wrong with not pulling myself up by my bootstraps and going to JSU and not pulling myself up by my bootstraps. Because pulling yourself up by your bootstraps is black people building each other up, correct? It would be Dion trying to build up HBCUs. That would be building up your but you are completely
how long? Okay, cool. How long did he have
I ain't
studied
gonna stop you
JSU?
from talking. I just want to tell you this, Deion Sanders Jr. would be a better example when you talk about it to use of pulling up by your bootstraps when it was black media who he was covering and took his media company almost to $1 million a year. And then they pulled him away. That would be a better example for you because that was black people helping. He was helping Jackson State and HBCUs, and he was getting something he had never gotten before. You know, working for it, I imagine. Of course, they got money because Deion Sanders. But you understand what I mean by I'm saying that'll be a better example, right?
Yeah. But you know, most people just, you know, because that was, you know, you put me onto that too, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's a great thing, you know, but you know, that you put me onto that too. I was just using a Deion example because he brought up Deion, you know what I'm saying? So like, but what you had said, Big Cap, just now?
Then I'm listening. Go ahead.
No, that was I was just
saying. I was just saying, like, how long did y'all need him to stay there before JSU just took off and became this big high-powered school?
How about when it becomes this big? Because did he not say I was coming here to help black schools? And like, yo, God sent me on a quest to help HBCUs, and as black people, we need to pull ourselves up, which would be HBCUs, which would be like until we have because you know it's just like the black players going to USC that made USC the power structure that it was in the time, and like it is Alabama today. So if they was to get black players, just like they was mad at all of these recruits going to HBCUs with Deion Sanders, you know what I'm saying? They was talking about gobs of money and they was so heated. But if we're going to pull ourselves up by our bootstraps, it's hard to do that if we leave our boots over here to go try to get some Nikes from them, you know what I'm saying? Meanwhile, they say you got to jump through a couple hoops, you know what I'm saying? Ride a elephant, you know what I'm saying? Do all the stuff that, you know, Kyrie Irving had to do to play in the NBA to play, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of hard to pull your bootstraps up if you condoning all of that stuff. So it's kind of contradicted what you're saying, you know what I'm saying? That's why I still say it's just, I wouldn't call you Big Cap, I would just call you Little Cap because it's a little bit cap right there, you know what I'm saying? That's all.
That's all right. My speakers in my trunk will say different. That's what my name is from.
I know. I'm just playing with your name, bro. I'm just messing with you.
Hey, what kind of business you run, Big Cap, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm not even gonna say on here.
No, man, I promote and support black businesses, bro. I do one every Sunday on my channel. Well, I ain't do it this week, but I do one called Mind Our Black Business because I want people to know about the black businesses, man. So
yeah, even if you want
on here, I've been looking like a fool. Plus, YouTube is my scapegoat, so I ain't gonna say it on here.
Yeah, I can respect that. But even if you did, I would like do a showcase on your business if you wanted to, like even like if we disagree, you know what I'm saying? But I can respect you not wanting to like mix it because I understand that completely, you know what I'm saying? Because that's like business 101. That's a smart businessman right there. I gotta give you props for that. But
that's why my channel is about my car.
All right, yeah, that's smart, you know what I'm saying? Because when people know who you are in your business, then it gives them a reason not to mess with you. So that's a definitely smart move, my brother.
What kind of car is that on that picture?
That's a Grand Marquis.
Oh, okay.
Hey, what's your channel?
Big Cap.
Big Cap.
Yep. It's just a channel for people doing budget audio system and stuff like that. I show people that for those who are into like car systems and stuff like that, you can do it on a budget instead of balling out of control.
Okay, you can promote that too, my brother. Go ahead, promote that if you want to. If you want to put your channel for whatever viewers that's watching, if you want to.
I'm good, bro. I'm just here. I'm good. I ain't did nothing on my channel in a long time. So like I said, that's what my channel is about. But I ain't here to push that, man. I ain't trying to step on no toes.
Yeah. It just sounds like you need a little bit more education and, you know what I'm saying, like into like, you know, being black first, you know what I'm saying? It sounds like you're not on that level right now.
Black first.
Huh?
I
say
am
you
black.
are?
Yeah.
Well, you just said this whole time, like, I don't know why y'all talking about this stuff. I don't know why
I say why y'all talking about it. As like why y'all tripping about it so tough. It ain't that y'all talking about it. You free to talk about whatever.
No, because we're not talking about white people though. Because on this channel, we're talking to black people because we keep doing the same thing over and over and over. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I try to show stuff to get us be like, yo, at least mad enough to do something or motivate us to do something. Or a lot of people, you'll be surprised, don't know a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? That'll be surprised about certain things that go on that you think people would know. So like, it's up to us to actually educate ourselves because, like, yo, you know that the mainstream media, I know you would agree with this. Are you I don't think you are. Are you a black Republican though?
No.
Okay, but I know you would agree with that, like the mainstream media don't promote the truth. So that's why it's up to us to talk about the real truth. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I'm saying, you know.
What is the real truth, if I can ask?
What is the real truth? That black people need to pull ourselves up by our bootstraps. That's the real truth. Right? Am I right? Am I right?
Yeah.
And so there you go. So that's what we're here doing, pulling ourselves up by our bootstraps. You know what I'm saying? But we also noting where our bootstraps are, how to lace them up, you know what I'm saying? And how to, you know what I'm saying, like how they got to the position they are. And we're not going to ignore that either, you know what I'm saying? And we're not going to make excuses for white bitches so we can have sex with white girls. And I know you got a black wife, but a lot of brothers do that, you know what I'm saying?
They do what though?
Make excuses, you know what I'm saying? Act like black women is so bad and white bitches don't do the same thing and worse, you know what I'm saying? Like have self-hatred, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, that's cool.
And more black people will be like, oh, I know you would agree with this. Black people is our own worst enemy, which is kind of coonish talk, you know what I'm saying? But we got to get off of that kind of stuff. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. I don't know, bro.
I know, because you'll be in
certain things alone, bro.
Huh?
I feel like you need to, not you. I'm just talking. People need to leave certain things alone, bro. If it ain't in your life right now, like leave it alone.
It ain't in my life.
Yeah, meaning like, that ain't what's happening in your everyday life.
It's happening. I bet $1,000 is happening in your life right now.
I don't know. I'm focused on the money, man.
Yeah, but the money that you're focused on got people that would have lynched you on them, bro. Like that would have enslaved you. That shows how you're an enslaved person. You focus your whole life dedicated to getting pieces of paper of people that would have lynched you on them. Do you know that? Or have you ever thought about it that way? Because you won't argue with me on a job about whether I think or not. You just go work for, you know, whoever is hiring you. You work for yourself. So shouts out to you with your own business, you know what I'm saying? But that's not the case for most of us, you know what I'm saying?
I know, and that's why I said it the way I said it. Like, that's not in my life right now, so I don't see it that way. But hey, I ain't knocking it. Do you think?
Bro, you got to get licenses for your business from the same people. I don't care what you do. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
So, like, yeah, you're, and this is land that they came over here and took by force by, like, they only control by military occupation. You know what I'm saying? Like, and this is like land that you're supposed to be entitled to, bro.
Is anybody doing anything for where I can go to them and get those licenses instead of going over here to get them?
Is anybody doing something like that?
Yeah.
Well,
that's gonna be certified though.
Well, you can go out there and do what you want to do. It's just like I'm saying, they have that rule because you have military occupation. It's just not enough of us will be like, yo, like too many of us to come over here and say, why y'all talking about that kind of stuff? You know what I'm saying? You just gotta go do your own thing and worry about your personal life. But as individuals, it's a suicide mission. But to get like, it's not a martyr. You're a suicide mission if you're just doing it individually. You know what I'm saying? You'll always have to go to somebody else who work together as a unit. That's why you have to go to them, because they work together as a unit. But once you come together with yourselves, you know what I'm saying? Then no, you don't have to go to no, you could make rules with amongst yourselves about if you got to have a permit for something. But that's amongst yourself. You controlling the institution. You know what I'm saying? That's why people is out there trying to build schools for black people, because it don't matter what you build or what you do if you contributing to somebody else's government, you know what I'm saying, that don't even see you as a person. You know what I'm saying? So
well,
I don't know, bro.
The moment y'all put it together, I'll be there to support it. Until then, I'm gonna keep doing me, stacking that paper and keep it moving.
Yeah, I can. I mean, yeah. Well, I mean, that's all you can ask. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody's gonna do it. That's why it's up to the people to do what they. And this is important for this brother to say this because, yo, true or not, you know what I'm saying. If somebody was out there offering you something just as good, you know what I'm saying, you would consider it more than, you know what I'm saying. You wouldn't just be saying this. If I can offer you, you know what I'm saying, a job, you know what I'm saying, with healthcare and, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that, you would be more willing to listen to what I say, you know what I'm saying, right, Big Cap?
Like I said, bro, I've been working for myself for the longest. So what the statement you just made, far as work, insurance, all that other stuff, like that's null and void, bro. But
No, because
I was
no,
I was like, yeah,
I'm talking
whatever.
about what you just said, like people out there not doing stuff, you know what I'm saying? I'm saying if people was out there doing stuff, making a difference, like making a difference in a community, you'll be more willing to help those people, even if they was on some like, black stuff, you know what I'm saying? Right?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's all I mean, my brother. That's all I
nobody
mean.
doing it. Ain't nobody doing it. Everybody's just talking about it. Do it
Right.
so somebody
Just
can come
do it.
to it and make something happen.
Right. That's
Other
my
than
point. That's
gonna
my
stay
point.
where we at, everybody gonna. Well, I can't speak on everybody. And look, I'm gonna stay where I'm at, doing what I'm doing, because at this moment, it's providing the lifestyle I like. So, hey,
Okay, so you living like a good slave then. You one of the ones that's in the house and
if
stuff
that's
like
what you want to call it, yeah.
All right, my brother. All right, so we about to get up out of here. So, is there anything you want to say? I hope you come back, my brother. And that's what I'm saying. I wanted you to. I'm trying to make you turn up. You know what I'm saying, to make you like, you know what I'm saying, disagree. But yo, you are super
Nope.
respectful, my brother. So I gotta give nothing but respect to you,
Ain't no
and I
need to do
appreciate
all
you.
that, Brody.
Yeah, I mean, you still big cap. You know, well, you little cap because you know what I'm saying. Once you get more information, you may try to big cap, but I think you'll be big truth then. You know what I'm saying. So you can change your name. So you know what I'm
Nah,
saying.
nah, I'm good.
Oh, you good at just capping all day. I got you. So that's fine. If that's what you want to do. All
Yeah,
right.
that'll be great, man. I'm gonna
All
fall
right.
back.
Yo, all right. Peace, my brother. Thank you, my brother.
Yep.
Yo, Bakari. Yo, any last words, my brother?
Yeah, man. Look, I thank y'all for coming through. Peace to everybody. Well, thank you for letting me speak on your channel. I'm glad everybody came over here. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Me messing with Big Cap. Big Cap, it was nice meeting you, man. I'm gonna be honest. I hope I see you again in these YouTube streets, bro.
Hey,
That's
Bakari. Hey, he big cap, you little cap. No, I'm joking, bro.
yeah, I'll be Lil Cap. But Big Cap, I hope I see you again in these YouTube streets, man. What's up, matron? It's been a long time. I got some books I need you to read. But look, I'm gonna appreciate you, forecast.
All right, man. Thank y'all, man. Thank that brother Big Cat for coming on. Shouts out to him for coming on. Thank my brother Bakari for coming on. Shouts out to him. And that's all day. Shanique 4, it's been a minute. Shouts out to you. Matron, yo, thank you. I hope everything is going good. And I hope you come back soon. You know, much love to you. Tanzan, yo, all day. Shouts out to you, Tanzan. And I'm gonna have to have a talk with y'all, you and Coco and all of that, but that's something different. My sister Raw, yo, the realest, you know what I'm saying? Yo, Raw can put in the solution to the problem right now. Melanated Goddess, yo, shouts out to you. Thank you for coming through, you know what I'm saying? She said Big Cop needs a big network and big promote and use social media. Yeah, But yo, shouts out to him for coming on. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he was prepared for that troll session that he, you know what I'm saying, he wanted to go on. I tried to set him up, but he didn't take the bait. But shouts out to you, Bobby. Shouts out to Koku, Nama X, who was here for a minute. Everybody who was here for a minute. Erica Howard, Everett Watson. And Erica, I gotta get you to come on and talk about your experience and all of that. So I don't want to miss nobody. But I want to thank everybody. My brother Guy, shouts out to him. Time to Work, my brother, shouts out to him. Everybody who was in the chat, Brandon Baxter, so Buwana Hagazigi. I appreciate everybody. And you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna let the good old MLK have the last words for the night.
I come here tonight and plead with you. Believe in yourself and believe that you're somebody. As I said to a group last night, nobody else can do this for us. No document can do this for us. No Lincolnian Emancipation Proclamation can do this for us. No Kennedysonian or Johnsonian Civil Rights Bill can do this for us. If the Negro is to be free, he must move down into the inner resources of his own soul and sign with a pen and ink of self-assertive manhood his own Emancipation Proclamation. Don't let anybody take your manhood. Be proud of our heritage. As somebody said earlier tonight, we don't have anything to be ashamed of. Somebody told a lie one day. They couched it in language. They made everything black, ugly, and evil. Look in your dictionary and see the synonyms of the word black. It's always something degrading and low and sinister. Look at the word white. It's always something pure, high, and clean. But I want to get the language right tonight. I want to get the language so right that everybody here will cry out, yes, I'm black, I'm proud of it, I'm black and beautiful.
Yeah, man. To y'all thinking that this is an individual effort, that's the real reason why you stay in the position that you stay in. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people think that is an individual thing and think as individual, as a collective individuals and not individual collectives. You know what I'm saying? Because if we think as individual collectives, we'll think individually, but we'll work as a collective. Because at the end of the day, your enemy work as a collective to keep you in the position that they keep you in. And they work 10 times, 1,000 times, 1,000,000 times, 1,000,000,000,000 times harder than you work. You know what I'm saying? But you got to work even harder, 1,000,000,000,000 times harder than them to get out of the position that you are in. And as long as you stay stuck in the position and thinking there's nothing you can do and feeling like you weak, then you're going to stay in the position that you're in. You're going to stay a slave, even if you think that you're not a slave. But you know what? Name one institution that you got. And until you can do that, then you a goddamn slave. Now, as always, man, we have got to start standing for something, or we're going to keep falling for anything.